Warning. It is the opinion of the Forestry Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, joined today by jdub, Justin Richardson, Captain Jerkbeard, Tom Lavelle, and the 44 Roundtable consisting of Jeff Polatski, Padcasy, the Big Thrill, Nick Gill, Biff Sweater, Tim Casey, and the madman, Murf Meyer. You can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. And you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working PE Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we can have more people watching the show. Polatski, are you ready to do this?
Hey, no.
Very nice. The Big Thrill, Nick Gill, love having you back. Are you ready to rock?
Hey, no.
Very nice, very nice. Tim Casey, Biff Sweater, you ready to get things rocked?
Hey, no.
Love it. Murf, love having you back. You ready to get things going?
Hey, nah.
Very nice. jdub, you ready to rock?
Just want to mention that if you're not watching and just listening, half of the 40-foot faithful are in tie-dye t-shirts.
Love it. Rocking at 50%. Very nice.
Also, 100% of the of everyone involved here has a shit beard. Everyone, a scruffy ass shit. Just
Very
shit at myself.
Hey, it's all right. What are you going to do? Captain Jerkbeard, you ready to rock or what?
Ain't
Ain't it is. Well, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Hey,
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
all right. So, like we said, this is the 44 Roundtable, and we got on the show Jeff Padcasy, a.k.a. Polatski, the Big Thrill, Nick Gill, Biff Sweater, Tim Casey, and the man, the myth, Murf Meyer. All right. I'm excited. We're going to get things going. We'll do a little hi hellos. Polatski, been over a year since you've been on the show. You were here early doors. How you doing? What's going on since we last talked to you?
Pretty much the same. Not much has changed over this past year, which I'm fine with.
One thing that has changed for you, Nick, and Murf, the last time you were here, my co-host was Shake. And
It
he
was.
is, God bless him. I love Shake, but he's not here. But yeah, so everything's been going good.
Excellent.
Good. Glad to hear. Very nice. Well, thanks for coming back. The Big Thrill, Nicholas Gill, the sword of the morning, is in the house. Wait, thanks for coming back, sir. How are you, my man?
I'm great, Matt. Thanks for having me back, buddy. It's always a pleasure.
Dude, man, can't believe it. Dude, you were another one. Early doors. Golly. Jeez, oh, Pete, it just seems like yesterday we were talking on Zencaster and trying not to die. It was great. And that was me and you. That was just me and you.
Just us. Yep,
Yeah.
just us, pal.
Because Shake had to bail. But that was a great one. Yeah, I'm so happy we could get you back, man. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, buddy.
Love it. Hey, TC, long time no see, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while, buddy.
Yeah, for everyone listening, you'll know Tim was our guest on last week's show, which is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. And I'll tell you, hell of a freaking show. Love having you back, man. How you doing?
Can't complain, man. Good to be
Can't
back.
complain. Good deal, man. Glad to have you back. Very nice. Thank you. All right, Murf.
Hey, buddy. Ah.
Man, I miss you, pal. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. It does feel like a long time ago that we did this.
Hey, your wife shitted out a puppy, huh? Didn't she?
Yeah, shit out. Yes. we were puppyless last time we did this show, and now we got a little baby.
Oh man, how's
And it came
going?
out the anus. It was a shit out situation.
Oh,
So,
hey, me
yeah.
too. That's great. No,
Great, man. The anal birth. They say all the greats came out of the anus.
hey, man, they don't call me number 2 for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, how you doing? Everything good?
Great. Yes. We're starting to get a little bit of sleep. You know, you don't sleep in the beginning. I don't know if you heard this about kids, but you know, they're unpredictable with the sleep. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't have all my sanity, but I'm feeling good.
I think we're just supposed to shake them.
It is the shake. Yeah. The one.
I don't know. I don't have kids, but that's just what I heard.
The only reason I know that that's not true is at the hospital, they made us like 5 or 6 times watch this
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
And Tim and Eric sketch too. It was like this old, weird, early 90s, like, you know, and they're just like, and they shook the baby and they got real sad.
You know what's funny is you watch that video and you're sitting there and you're like, how could anyone ever shake a baby like that? And then
Ooh,
you're
yeah.
3 months in,
Yep.
you haven't slept in 2 days. It's 3 a.m. This kid won't stop crying, and you're just like, I get it. I
Yeah.
understand it.
They didn't say you can't punt them out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a ruling from one of these people.
There's no
What's
punted
acceptable?
baby syndrome, right? That's not a thing.
Is it a boy or a girl?
A girl. We got a little girl.
Oh, the best.
Beatrix. Yeah.
Beatrix.
Oh, you didn't have
Wow.
to say
Hell
her
yeah.
name, but thank you.
I give her a
Shouldn't
shout
have.
out. Her first
You
shout out.
shouldn't have.
Hey, shout out, fan of the show.
Fan of the show, listener of the show.
Yep. Fan of the show.
Nice.
She's got her on YouTube.
Yeah. Does she?
It's a new demographic we're going after. The 1 year and under.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. No, dude,
Big
this
toddler
was.
following.
Yeah. But dude, I'll tell you, man, it was. I mean,
Call her kiddo.
yeah.
Kiddo? No, I haven't gone with the
Beatrix
kiddo. yet.
Oh,
Bub. I call her
get it.
Bubba. Oh, Beatrix Kiddo. Yes.
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. That's a good one. We're
We're
more B. Arthur. We're more B. Arthur crap.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I love
Arthur.
the films are great, of course, but Golden Girls. We're
Yeah.
Golden.
I love
friend.
Golden Girls so much. Yo.
Sure.
Great
Yeah.
program.
Oh my god, totally.
That and MASH, or not MASH, Hogan's Heroes. Sorry.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Hogan's here. Funny, yeah,
Fucking loved it.
a
And
Nazi
honestly,
sitcom.
Until I was like 10, I want to like know what I thought that show was about, because I had no idea what it was about. I just watched it as a kid all the time. And then I
No.
like, as like a 13-year-old, like realized like, oh, they were in a concentration camp in World
Yeah.
War II. I had been watching this for years. And
Yeah.
I don't
Just-
even know what I thought they were.
No, just zany antics. You were like,
They were just having fun, and that guy just
Yep.
said his name real loud, and I just liked it, you know?
What,
Yep.
Didn't they wasn't it based
Okay.
off of a movie with Clint Eastwood, Kelly's Heroes? Is that right?
was I think Kelly's Heroes
I
was
think
more
it
of
was based
like
off a movie. Hogan's. Wasn't there a movie Hogan's Heroes?
Oh,
too?
I think it was Hogan's Alley, the shooter.
Oh,
The shooter.
no, very nice.
Dirty
No.
Dozen.
Dirty Dozen. Yeah, it had there was a lot of those back then where it's like
The
this
Great Escape.
ragtag group's gonna kill Nazis and
You
they
get us-
don't.
Yeah.
But I guess
don't take orders.
the Golden Girls, like there was a bit of a thing this year because they redid Sex in the City. And so I guess a lot of women were pissed off because the women in Sex in the City are the same age as the Golden Girls in their show.
Oh, no shit.
Oh,
And they're
boy.
pissed off because they're like, the way the standards have risen on what you're supposed to look like at a certain age has
See, that's
changed.
Sure.
bullshit, because Norm and Cliff in the first season of Cheers, and if you watch it now and you go look at it, Norm is 29 years old and Cliff is, I think, 30.
What?
He looked like 50.
George was not well.
He was
Wow.
29 years old when he hated Norma already and didn't want to have sex with her anymore. At 29.
Nine.
Oh my god.
Well, it's all
That's
those
also-
brats, man.
And those awful poured beers in that goddamn bar.
That's
Yeesh.
But
crazy.
what does that have to do with the standard of the way women?
Well,
look
because
at
women will
it?
bitch like, oh, they're so, but like, that's
Oh,
people
it
look
goes
younger
both
nowadays.
ways.
Yeah, it goes both
Well, yeah,
ways.
Norm looked like shit at every year. But yeah, the Sex in the City.
How dare you, Murph? How
No,
dare you.
we all look like shit. Let's be honest.
Whoa,
I mean,
hey,
if I looked
I
like
shaved.
Norm did at 29, I would
No.
kill to look
Yeah.
like.
yeah.
Yeah, how about it?
Better
His
than
posture
ever.
at that bar was great.
Oh my god, stupendous. Absolutely stupendous.
Well, thank you
So-
for being a friend.
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend.
You
No,
see the new
dude.
one where they're like, "Thank you for being a bitch."
Thank you for being so old.
Dude, that's great. So, okay. So, all right, let's get into it then. So the reason we are here today, we are going to talk about the town, the land of our forefathers, 40 Fort, PA. So a little history, from what I was told. 40 Fort, Pennsylvania got its name because they went there. Some pioneers back in the day went there and built a fort. And the first year, only 40 of them survived. And that's how they got their name. Is that right? Somewhat.
I mean, if that's what Wikipedia says.
Who might argue?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
right.
must be.
I read
I
that
mean-
it was only 40 settlers settled the original place of 40 Foot, but
Polatski.
40 survivors.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Wait, 40 survivors is true.
Dude, that sounds like a great HBO show. You know what I'm saying?
then you get the best 40. I mean, look, I'm all for
Yeah.
natural selection.
Sure.
No, and then
Survival
you
of
do
the
in those
fittest.
conditions.
Yeah.
You get
If
the
you're
best 40.
Yeah. If you're a descendant of the original 40, right? You got some tough shit in your genes right there. You know,
Who wants
that's
it
where,
most?
Rocket Ishmael came from. You know what I'm saying?
That is the Rocket. Yeah, Rocket. Rahib Ishmael
Right.
tearing it up on that
Is Rocket
Myers
Ishmael?
concrete field.
From 40 Foot. No.
Mm.
Don't
He's
you
ro-
dare
looks
invite
better.
him to my party. That's all I'm saying. I'm having a party. Do not invite
Rocket is
Ishmael.
out.
Rocket's out. Yeah. So, okay.
What about
so,
the missile though? What about
Ooh.
Quadri?
Quadri's in.
Ooh,
Quadri's got to be in.
Of course.
Well, that's
Standing
why
invitation.
Quadri's in, missile, Rocket's out. You can't
Sure.
have both.
No,
That's
too much.
you're
Cuisinart. Come on. So, all right. Well, let's get this started. I got some questions for you guys about the illustrious land of 44 PA. So, Polatski, I'm going to start with you. What is your oldest memory of 44 PA? I'm assuming you guys were all born there. Is that right? All right. Great.
Yeah.
Polatski, what's your oldest memory of 44 PA?
My oldest memory would probably be going to the White House Diner, which is about a block and a half away from my house, where I also learned how to swear, and I really understood the rivalry between Notre Dame and Penn State football.
Yeah. Yeah. Starts young. Can you kind of paint us a picture? What's this diner look like?
I mean, guys,
Is it-
what would you say?
Is it still
The,
there?
Is it
Oh,
white?
yeah.
I'd say it looks
Bill at
like
the
you're,
White
you're
House?
it looks like you're like drunkest uncle's den, like a
Oh,
den,
wow.
the den in the house. It's a very den vibe. John Saba's wife would smoke the like Misty 120 cigarettes, and she would be making the
Ooh,
omelets,
Yep.
Baby.
smoking
There's
because there was
always
smoking
smoking.
everywhere. Yeah, there was
Wait,
always
wait,
smoking.
there was
smoking
actually-
while making the omelet.
Wow, and the ash.
Oh,
She
yeah.
always had the longest ash that somehow wouldn't fall off the cigarette into the fucking eggs. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
There was actually no option for a non-smoking table there.
It's just hey,
Someone actually
truly,
had to be
truly.
smoking.
Yeah.
You weren't, you
like,
weren't
look,
even
we're
served.
not going to sit you until someone lights one up, pal. I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. So this was like a kind of neighborhood diner. Did it have the counter and the booths and the checkered fucking tiles and
Yep.
all that gimmick?
pretty small,
yeah.
pretty small. The booths, I'd say, what were the fellas originally? Would you say like 6 booths only, 7 booths?
Well,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
just-
somewhere in there, and probably what, 9 or 10 places at the counter.
Yeah, it's a snug little joints, which is great for chain smoking.
Yeah.
with for breakfast.
Justin,
yeah.
what were you going to say?
just to like paint the picture of it, like how big is this town? Like how many traffic lights do you have? Because no,
Man.
I grew up in
It's-
Northwest Borough. There's one traffic light. There isn't a gas station. It's 10 blocks, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like
we
I grew up with
So-
like 15 maniacs. You know,
From
Right.
from my point of view, the one when I was there, you're traveling there, you go through a mountain, the mountain opens up, and legit there's a valley, and that's where they're at. Go ahead. Murph.
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say they break up into these little boroughs. So 44, it's like probably like 5,000 people, I would guess, something in that ballpark.
it's less than
4,000.
that. I looked it up. As
4,000.
of 2010, it's 4,561 people.
Well, they
Just
could
an
have.
exodus.
They could have.
Yeah,
It could have increased since 2010.
Yeah.
COVID might have done fucking work.
Oh,
on
you
it.
COVID
might have
did some
doubled
work.
that in COVID.
Yeah, COVID. There's a lot of elderly people who are no longer with us. I'd say so. But it'd be like 44 in Swarsville. So it's like there's all these old boroughs that are all broken up, and they're all like so it's a valley together. But my wife said the weirdest thing was she'd be like, you go over the railroad tracks, she's like, this is fucking Swarsville. This is what people in Swarsville do. She's like, you fucking live right on the other side of the road. What the hell are you talking about? But that is kind of how it is. It's broken up into a lot of
Yeah,
weird.
it's the
little
same. Like
boroughs.
I judge
Yeah.
Matt's from Lansdale and I'm from North Wales. They are
Oh, he's
100
a
feet away
fucking
from each other.
scumbag. This
No,
guy.
they're idiots, and they're They're slimy, lazy,
we
smelly
even-
people who have whiny attitudes. But I love them. I have family from there.
Of course,
But
but
I
you got to
judge
build the
them.
wall. You
Well,
still got to build that wall.
I'm
But
much
also-
better than them.
we also segregate like in Lansdale itself. Like me and Tom are from the 4th Street Park neighborhood of Lansdale, right? So it's like we're from our neighborhood. I don't like the fucking Whites Road kids. The fucking
White's Road sucks,
the
yeah.
West Third kids can go smoke a chode, and anyone that lives on Penn Street can fucking bite hard on some dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the end up guys, I mean, you know, they're their own thing. It's just hey, you know, whatever.
The
They're
better
fucking
class, just an
No.
elevated class of people.
you.
But so how
cannot
big
say
is
that.
40 foot? How many
Elevated
traffic
class.
lights?
You cannot. You can
North
say a lot
Wales.
of things about End Up, but it's not elevated in class.
Elevated
by
class.
any.
Fucking.
All
We
That's
hold the most
incredible.
fucking ODs while still alive.
Yeah,
in that
you're
fucking
right.
Town.
That
Yes.
one
Yeah,
stoplight
that's
is really
class all the way. You know.
OD survival
Hard to-
rate
we're
is
hard to
yeah.
kill. We're great at dodgeball. It's neither here nor there.
All
people in the
class.
valley.
That is
How
you know what,
big
when
is
I
your
think
town?
of
People in
classy
the valley
people-
are pretty hard to kill. 44. I don't know how many traffic lights. What the fuck do we got? They're
Half a
taking them
dozen?
down all the time. A dozen?
But
Half a
I'd probably
dozen,
be
I'd say.
7, 8, maybe.
But if-
7, 8, 5 to 7.
if you
Yeah,
look at the valley, right? The valley's a bowl, right? And you cut it into what? There's like 5 pieces, and those are the different townships that make up so it's like 44, Swarsville, Wyoming,
Kingston.
oh,
Kingston,
Yeah.
Larksville, Edwardsville, Plymouth, Wyoming.
And
what
what's
hell
the
else?
biggest? What's
Exeter.
would you say is 44's biggest rival? Because I mean,
Swerville.
Swarsville.
I
'Cause
think
it's your
44
closest.
Swerville.
What would you
I would
say?
say-
I mean,
I would say Kingston.
Oh,
Kingston?
really?
Kingston,
Who-
yeah.
Where's the yuppies live?
Kingston.
Kingston,
Okay.
James
Kingston.
Street in Kingston has a little bit of fliff. There's a
They
little
think they're
fliff.
better.
There's a little fliff on James Street.
Little pinky action.
I like that. We have there's a place we called them the Towies. There's a place called Towmenson that we fucking hated. And they were like, we always kind of took it as we were the Sandlot and we were going against, they were the kids that in the uniform, you know, from the movie The Sandlot, where they beat the piss out of them. And that's what we would do. I fucking hated the Towie. Hate them still. Fuck you, Towie. But
Yeah.
A lot of hate
We
there, man.
we
A lot of
tossed.
hate.
Yeah, there was anger.
Jeez.
hey, man,
I
it was
never
passed
really
down
paid
from
any mind.
generation to generation. You
It
know
looked
what
like you
I'm
were
saying?
speaking to someone specifically as well. You stared down that camera.
I'm speaking to all of them. They all know
I'll
who
t-
they are.
I'll say
I
this
agree.
about Swarsville kids is they're tough. They're tough. There was a lot of tussles in Hobo Jungle where the railroad tracks kind of. I believe
Hobo
I spoke
Jungle.
about Hobo Jungle the last time I was.
We
on
should
the
do a
program.
live event from Hobo Jungle.
Oh, we must.
Can we do our LARPing there? Can we do our LARPing there?
Ooh, a live LARPing from Hobo Jungle
LARPing.
Wow.
with the paintball fucking Revolutionary War. Wow.
Yes, please.
Baby. I mean, we
Come
just
to the
fuck-
LARPing event at Hobo Jungle.
Get that tetanus shot before you get over there, because those old mattress springs will get you.
Yeah, make sure you tuck your testicles, whatever you do.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Was one nut discussed on this program?
Several times.
They threw-
I believe on your episode, Murf.
Oh, I talked about it.
Well,
You
no,
opened with
I
one
brought
nut.
it up
No.
briefly. I brought it up briefly, but
All
no,
right.
it's been explained. And from what I was told, that his nut got nailed to a tree eventually.
It flew through the air and was somehow nailed up onto a tree. Is that the story now?
I mean, that is legit the fucking nightmare scenario. I would never, if I'm him, I'm never able to look at a bicycle ever again
No.
without fucking pissing my one nut. You know what I'm saying?
That's what these coming of age movies need to have, is scenes like that. You know, like in Christmas Story when he hits the lug nuts or whatever from the tire and it's like slow mo and it's like, whoa. Yeah, we need that with just a fucking testicle flying through the air
Oh, baby.
to a tree.
Dude, in Stand By Me, when they get out of the river with the leeches, if he pulls off his dick with a leech on it, I mean, come on. That's what we're missing. That's cinema.
That is.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cinema.
That's what I want to watch.
We
on a
need
big
more
screen.
castration.
Speaking of cinema,
Genital mutilation.
Yeah.
That is cinema.
speaking of cinema, watch the
And
Batman
this year's
movie.
award for best genital mutilation goes to
Yeah, where I want to talk about this because I got in an argument with some fucking hose bag about the Batman movie. I rated it a 7.9.
Whoa. Can we just get a rating from everyone?
I'm telling you, my rating first was a
Mm-hmm.
7.9. I thought it was a magnificent movie.
Out of 12?
Out of 10.
Magnificent
Out of 10,
movie,
okay.
he says. Like
I
great
thought it
movie.
was
He
great.
watched it 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
And a
I really
7.9.
really liked it.
I
Really
gave
really
it a
liked
6.3.
it. Fucking guy.
I'm in the 6.3 camp.
What
I'm
the
serious.
fuck, Murph?
I'm
What
fine with
the-
6.3. I mean, I could go 6.4, but why? I'm good with 6.3.
All right, Murph. Well, it's nice having you on the show. Fucking Jesus
This is how I
Christ.
described it. I said it was a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. I'm glad I watched it. I'll probably never watch it again from start to finish. If there's a sequel, I'll go see the sequel.
Yeah.
That's about it. 6.3. I liked the way it was shot. I thought it was cool. A
Justin,
little long.
your
See, that
thoughts?
was my so
Go
I
on.
have a buddy who is the toughest fucking critic in the world, and his review is pretty much the same as Tom's.
Yeah,
I
an
was like
asshole.
pumped when I walked out of the theater because I did really like it, but I
like it.
have tried to watch it again, and I will admit that edibles may be a part of this, but like it has taken me 3 viewings to get through it.
Wow, Matt. Looks like
I
you're
keep
standing
passing
alone
it.
on
I
this
do
one, buddy.
really fucking like it, but
I liked
is
it too.
a little
Yeah.
slow
What
out.
would
Like, at
you
first-
what would you rate it then, Justin?
after my
10.
first viewing, when right after I saw it, I was like, "This is an 8.9 movie."
Look at
like,
that.
I really
Look
fucking
at
like
that.
it.
8, 9.
But
Look at
after
that.
trying
Movies are
to
you
watch it
guys
again at
watch?
home,
With no genital mutilation. This guy goes 8.
that was me walking out of the theater.
Gotta be
I
some
gave it an
genital
8.9.
mutilation. Gonna
Wait,
be.
Lavelle, hold on a second though. For this rating system, Lavelle, you said a magnificent movie. You a glowing, and you went 7.9 though. Where
Yeah.
I like that you're tight with your score, even if you love the movie.
I really
That's
didn't. Dude,
Yeah.
I thought Zoe Kravitz was fucking just forget about it. She was great. Patterson did a good job. Dude, Colin Farrell, fucking forget about
Good
it.
penguin. Good
Fucking
penguin.
crushed. Dude, and Paul Dano I thought was really good too. You know, and even like the smaller roles, like Skarsgård did well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they did like I love too that they kind of had like a video game aspect to it from the Arkham Asylum games, you know. I really liked it. And then did you see the deleted Joker scene, which is cool?
That was very creepy. The
Like,
deleted
very
Joker
cozy.
was one of the creepier.
And he
Jokers.
looks like
Yeah.
the video game Joker. And also, like when he hits himself with the green juice, like he's doing this thing. I don't know.
Pumped on that.
Plotsky, your thoughts?
I thought it was. I'll give it like a 7.
Okay.
I thought it was a touch too long. But I agree with everything that you said. Everybody was phenomenal. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon
Oh,
was
so good.
a revelation.
Yeah.
Really,
Dude,
yes.
I loved the opening scene, like when he's going into the subway and you just hear like him walking down, right? I was like, fucking let's go. So good. Loved it.
Yeah, but Patterson too, like when they showed him outside of the suit, he looked like a little scrawny and stuff like that. It's like you got to get a little bit jacked up for
they
this.
didn't
for this
show him
movie.
shirtless. They just showed him
Yeah, they
in a
did.
jacket. He wasn't
You
shirtless.
could see.
Yeah. he
Oh,
was
they showed his
shirtless.
back. Yeah, you did. You're right.
Yeah, but he just looked like a little scrawny. The suit, did wonders for him. But like, I need a little bit more, believability in your strength.
Affleck
More
fills out a
beef.
suit, yo.
Oh yes, yes.
No,
that
yeah.
trunk.
He
Ooh,
fills
if
out
he
more
does-
than that.
If he does anything. Big Thrill, did you see it?
I did see it. I would give it a 6.9, guys. Get it?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
I like my
Classic.
Batman a bit beefier, though. I agree. I like.
What do you
what
think
he's
of the
chasing at.
Batmobile? What's
A little
the thoughts
beef on
on the
that bat.
Batmobiles?
Yeah.
Where are we at on the Batmobiles?
So yeah, I was okay with the Batmobile. A lot of precipitation in that
That's
film.
Batmobile.
Mm.
Yeah,
was
there
a lot of
of fucking
It
water in that
rained
movie.
the entire time, and that was a long film.
It was a moody.
I liked
yeah.
how dark it was filmed. I liked that
Yeah.
aspect of it,
I'm
and
glad you
like I
liked that,
liked the
Tom.
comic kind of. Like I said, I liked the movie, but
Mm.
there was a lot of stuff too where it was like the car flips and then Batman gets out and they show him there, and then a dramatic back to the other guy. Oh no! And then it's back to Batman walking closer, and then dramatic back to the guy, and then Batman's getting closer. Then dramatic, and then Batman.
So he
leans
should have just
down.
ran over there like.
It's a little extra. It was a little extra. Is all
What?
I'm
Oh,
As
my
the kids
God.
say.
I like the music. I thought, there was a lot of good stuff, but I think it could have been cleaned up a little bit.
I
That's
would
all.
I would say my favorite part was the detective. Batman kind of being more of a detective of like a real, almost like a 7, like the movie
Mm.
7 kind of vibe.
Mm.
Yes,
Of
I
these
like
killings.
that too.
Yeah. I
But
like
it was like
that.
a mystery kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Because the last Batman started to turn into just this wild like police state.
Action.
Like it was like
Oh,
it was
baby.
propaganda towards the end there. I
Yeah.
think that with
Matthew Modine, shout out.
yeah.
I will say this though, if you are a detective, like a real legitimate detective, and you showed up to a crime scene and there was all this stuff going on and dead bodies lying on the ground, and you looked over and there was a guy in a fucking bat suit standing there. You'd be like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yes.
Why are we listening to this guy in the cave?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
He'd been there for 2 years at that point, though. Maybe the first time, but not 2 years in. But
Tom, I'm not a comic book guy. So I'm with you that I always have a suspension of disbelief with the like comic book silliness. I think the Batman movies have done a better job than most, but I always have a hard time with
DC
the capes and whatnot.
If
this
there
might be
was a
some of
guy
DC's best work.
with an Iron Man suit and he wasn't sharing Iron Man suits, it would be a French Revolution in this fucking country. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Yeah.
Everyone can be fucking Iron Man. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking suit or I will kill you.
Yes.
Yeah. True. Very true.
What are you talking about?
Let's keep
Elon's
moving.
gonna-
Sorry, it's just a big plot hole in Iron Man that, like, everyone can have an Iron Man suit now that you've invented.
Oh yeah, why not make everyone a suit?
Yes, correct.
Yes,
Protect
give
the
everyone a
planet.
Tesla. Elon, or we're fucking coming for you.
Wasn't that Age of Ultron? Isn't that kind of what that is? They made a robot. He didn't give everyone a suit. He
tries to protect the world with his technology.
But either way, let's keep it moving. Another show that's phenomenal. Have you seen?
Wait, Lavelle, you don't want to hear what I think of Batman?
Oh, fuck me. TC, I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
But no, let's keep it moving.
I'm just kidding. The last Batman I saw was the one with Mr. Freeze. You remember that one?
I would actually like your review of that movie. Please tell us what you thought about
review of that movie.
That was great.
6.9.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, classic.
Anyway,
whatever happened to Chris O'Donnell, huh? Jeez, that guy was on top. Him and Alicia Silverstone were on top of the world.
Don't you invite him to my party.
Young Alicia Silverstone, forget about it.
Yes.
But okay.
Too young.
Another show. Well, I guess we'll keep on this and get back to 44 in a minute. But have you seen the winning time, the Lakers dynasty show? What's it called?
I saw the first two. Yeah, that was
dude.
Yeah.
It is
First one or
so.
two, yeah.
They just had Larry Bird on the latest episode, and it was fucking great. Because they made Larry Bird out to be like the biggest shit talking fucking asshole, and it was great.
For the record, Paul Winfield was not a bumbling idiot. He was actually kind of a handsome man.
The coach.
Yeah, he wasn't a retard, but they do it for dramatic effect.
Right. Jason Segel is playing him very well. So
wait, who played Bird? Who played Larry Bird? Chris O'Donnell.
That guy's good though.
Just some rando. I don't know who he is, but they nailed it. It was great.
Fantastic show. It got renewed for season 2 already.
Love it.
Jerry Bussin is great.
Dude, John C. Reilly fucking murders. So good. But all right, so let's keep moving. Let's get back to it. The big thrill, Nick Gill, the sword of the morning. I want to go to you. When did you arrive in 44, and what is your earliest memory of the Fort of 40?
So I was born in 44 on Rose Street is where I grew my first 2 years. Yep, warm summer day, sword of the morning. Rose Street is where I first lived, and my first memory was when I was at Rose Street before I moved to Yeager Ave. They were showing our house. They were selling our house. My parents were selling our house, and I was watching a Chicago Cubs game, rooting on Andre Dawson, the Hawk. The Hawk. He was my guy. And that was my earliest memory. Then I moved over to Yeager Ave, which is the crown jewel of 44, and it's only been up from there.
I've heard there's the Yeager Ave crew.
It's true.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't call it that. That's terrible, but
that's what Gorman said.
Yeah, that I could see that. Yeah, there is. We've had a lot of people when I grew up on Yeager Ave. We had a ton of people around that we were all friends with. So.
I heard they're called the Yeager Mister. Yeager Mister.
Little Yeager Misters.
Yeah, they're really good friends with Red Bull Street. Yeah.
Jaeger bombs.
Streets are all named after liquor.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right, let's go to Jack Daniels Avenue. Okay,
Yeah.
Did you grow up on Bacardi Boulevard?
Yeah. I'm sure there's got to be a Jameson.
So wait, why you call him Sword of the Morning?
Really?
Yes.
So thanks for listening, Tom, to the show. But I explained this.
To the show. Please say it.
I explained this on Nick Gill's episode.
I'm sorry, a year ago in Nick Gill's episode, I missed
Sorry, Nico.
a reference to
Oh, good guys.
Sword of the Morning.
So the Sword of the Morning is a Game of Thrones reference, right? Do you remember when they had the awesome sword fight outside the one tower where it was like 5 guys on one, where Ned Stark and it was like young Ned Stark, and he went against this guy, right?
Yes.
His name was Sir Arthur Dayne. He was the Sword of the Morning, right? and he is from House Dane, which is in the Reach, and he like this to be the sword of the morning. There's a sword that you get, right? And the sword that you get, it isn't like given to the oldest son or whatever. It's given to the person who is truly the sword of the morning, right? So if you're not worthy to be the sword of the morning, the sword just sits there, and they're like, well, whatever, fucking, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So I believe the sword Polatski, Bright Star, the name of the sword. I'm flaking on it, but either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either way, so if you were worthy to be the sword of the morning, then you would get the sword, and you would be like the baddest dude in Game of Thrones, which Sir Arthur Dane was. He's probably top 3 best all time, and he's way up there. But either way, so the big thrill, Nick Gill, he's a once in a generation talent, right? Who has earned the title, the Sword of the Morning.
Sword of the Morning. Am I the only one who hasn't seen Game of Thrones?
You are
in
a
the
fucking.
You know how much genital mutilations in Game of Thrones?
Oh my god!
If I
it's
knew,
all genital mute.
It's all the whole thing's about genital. It's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's Game of
Thrones.
Now
your
it
genitals have
makes
been mutilated. You
Yeah.
gotta sit on the throne the whole time.
Yeah,
These
Yeah.
are sick
Because
games.
you're
It's
just
a
leaking.
throne of
You're just
mutilation.
leaking out of your mutilated genitals. That's what it's about.
yeah. It's
It's all about dragons. Dragons just eating genitals, man.
Yeah. Dragons and genitals.
Yeah, buddy. So
That's that game, right?
yeah.
That
So
is.
Genitals and Dragons.
yeah.
You're the genital master.
All right, so let's keep it moving. Tim Casey, Biff Sweater, the man, the myth. When did you
Hana.
arrive in Hana? When did you arrive?
Hana.
What's Hana? Too, by the
Well,
way.
Jesus Christ, we'll get to it.
Don't worry
But either way, Tim, when did you arrive in 44, and what is your oldest memory of Forte Fort?
So I'm originally from Luzerne. I live in Luzerne now, but I did spend quite a few years in 44. But it's about a 30-second drive from Luzerne to 44.
Yeah.
And so I actually went to a school called Dana Street Elementary, which is in 44.
Mhm.
So didn't actually live there, but went to school there for elementary. And I remember at recess, they just let us out into like a cage. It was kind of like it used to be tennis courts, but they just took down the nets and they just let us. It was like so they had the floors, and every day, I don't know how. 20 minutes or whatever recess, but we had 2 teams, and they didn't give you a ball or anything, so we just fought. So there's 2 teams, and we just like would fight at recess every day.
Whoa.
And that was that's what I remember of grade school. And they just like, there's like, all right, blow off some steam. They're like, go out to the tennis court.
Just
We're
fucking
like,
start wailing haymakers. You know
so there was
what
like
I mean?
4 poles where you would hang a net.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, you could play tag or whatever, but we would just like tackle each other and rough house, as you would say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So elementary school in good old Dana Street.
Nice. So, all right, cool. Very nice. Thanks for that.
That's
TC.
my favorite story so far in the show, yo. I fucking love it. Yo.
There's only 2
We're-
teams.
Just leave kids
We're
alone
just
in a
getting
cage.
started.
They'll just
No, you're
the
you're
old-
either on the A team or the B team, whatever it was, and
The old preschool.
but either
fight
way,
club.
you had decided. So when there was a new kid, you're like, you want to be on our team? And they'd be like, oh yeah, what kind of team? Don't worry about it. You on our team or not? You had to get to the new kids first.
Yeah,
What are
take a
those,
pick,
like-
buddy. Let me see your stance. Yeah.
What are those green things that come off the trees that are all hard that have the like nut inside of them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
talking
they
about?
smell like
They
citrus.
smell weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
wow.
would just go to a small little park right
Dog
outside of our
park.
elementary school and throw them at each other as hard as we humanly could
Mhm.
for hours.
Mhm.
That's what kids do. Like
You could get little marks.
mostly they just
You could die.
kids just run from each other and scream. Like
Mhm.
I like have like a daycare like across the street from me. And all the kids do when they go outside for however long they have to like exercise, they just run and scream like blood curdling screams. Like that's how kids just naturally play. It's
Primal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. All right. Well, very nice. Thanks for that, TC. So let's keep it on, moving on, swinging on down the road. The man, the myth, the Murf Meyer, Hana.
And
First off, let's answer freaking Tom's question, even though you're not even here. What is the meaning of the word, or where does the word Hana derive from, please?
I believe
And
it's
can you use it in a sentence?
I believe it's like a ain't it so is I think it was
Like a
shortened.
how about it?
Something like that. Yeah. Like, ain't that right? Yeah. It's kind of asking for confirmation to something that you would ask. So in a sentence, I would say, yo, Tom, Tom just got up and left. Hannah.
Hannah. Fucking Hannah is
I mean,
right.
that's like usually it's when you're more fired up about something.
Hannah. Fucking Hannah.
There's not enough genital mutilation in this fucking Golden Girls episode. Hannah. Yeah. It's usually like that.
Nice. Okay.
Hannah, it's also Hannah or no. People will sometimes throw in they'll give you the option. So it's like
Hannah or no?
Hannah or no. Yeah.
Interesting.
My aunt always was a Hannah or no.
Nah, she is, isn't she?
Do you want an answer?
Hey, or no. So okay, very nice. And then when did you arrive in 44? And what is your oldest memory?
My oldest memory. I was also born in Luzerne,
Very
like
nice.
Biff Sweater. Moved to
Is Luzerne
folks-
like a neighboring town outside of the valley, or is Luzerne still in the valley?
No, Luzerne is in the valley. Luzerne's like the county seat of Luzerne County.
Okay.
So it's so it's kind of a fucking
Oh, it's
big,
one of like the townships.
big swinging thing. Yeah, it's one of the boroughs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's the fucking genital mutilation of the town of the valley, kind of.
it is the mutilated,
Yeah.
genitals.
If you're gonna mutilate the genital of the town, you would mutilate Luzerne.
Luzerne,
Gotcha.
that's right.
Gotcha.
Luzerne is nailed to the tree. Yeah, it's a small little borough. Yeah, so I was born there, and then my folks moved to 44 when my mom was pregnant. I don't know if it was when she was pregnant with my brother. He's 4 years younger than me. I don't, or if it was right after he was born. I forget. I think he was born in 44, so I think it was a pregnant move.
Either way, she's like, I'm not having this kid being raised in Luzerne. All
Yeah,
right?
she's like, I already one is in the shitter in Luzerne, so I
Yeah.
got to try to go for greener pastures to 44
Yeah.
because I think how they saw it.
Smart.
Yeah, and they bought a house they couldn't afford, and they still don't totally own it. So they made their decisions in 44.
Hey,
I think they
you gotta make a bet, and then you gotta line it, babe.
You
know what I'm
do,
saying?
you do.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm really glad I moved to 44 because I was a backdoor Jaeger Ave guy because my father had so there's an old wooden fence in the back of our yard touching the Gill's backyard, and so my old man so we used to kind of jump over that fence and pass little trinkets through the fence there. And Freddie was like, my father, Fast Freddie, was like, let me just make a gate in this fence so these kids can kind of just come back and forth. So we were kind of shared a backyard with the Gills, which was nice.
Your dad's name is Freddie?
Freddie. Well, yeah, his real name is James, but Freddie is his nickname. That's what he'll be called. Fast Freddie. That's right.
Love it. Fast
So
Freddie.
Freddie made a little makeshift gate in the back there. So we're on Murray Street, which is where Tim also lived. Down the
Very
street a
nice.
little bit, but we're on Murray and we were touching yards with Jaeger. All West Side 44 people.
Yeah, the good side, right?
The best side.
Yeah. And
That's
then
bullshit.
Oh wow.
I mean, we'll
get into it. We'll get into it.
We've been through this. You got the Susky. What else?
Yeah. And then okay, so then what is your oldest memory?
Oh man, Albert. We moved next door to Al and Shirley. This old couple. This guy would play his trumpet. I don't know. I guess I didn't really like the trumpet. He used to try to get me downstairs to play the trumpet, which sounds like a euphemism for pedophilia.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. As I was halfway through that, and I was like, no, this sounds weird. No, but just legit, just playing the trumpet. He loved to
He
play
wanted
it.
you to shine his trombone. Huh?
Shine the trombone. Yep. Hit that bass drum. All of it. Yeah. So, but I mean, he was fine, but he played fucking, Star Spangled Banner and Old Glory and Jesus is America. What, all those songs.
Yeah,
He played
so
all
the
that
best songs ever for
The greatest
for
tunes.
any patriot out there.
Yeah. A kid,
What
what you want to
patriots
So he used to toot his trumpet over there.
Yeah, so his dance card was full after 9/11, is what you're saying.
Oh, big time. Yeah, no, he never forgot. He never forgot. He was a freedom toast guy.
Yeah. Of course. Freedom
Also,
Press.
He
I
wrote
remember
his own.
Go ahead, Murf.
No, I was just gonna say he wrote an original song on his trumpet called Freedom Toast. But go ahead, Tim.
Yeah,
That's a good
That wasn't worth it.
love it.
Wait, I didn't catch that. What was the song called?
Freedom Toast. As opposed to
I remember one day we had a half day though from school, and I remember on your back porch. Remember when you played bongos for a while?
Oh yeah.
I remember we were like a half day, like everybody's parents are still at work, so we went back to Murph's house, and a couple of us were like musicians at the time, and we came over.
Not me, but
just ripped bongs, and we were on his back porch,
Just
and this guy just came over, like we were playing, and we were just like, and he actually came over in high school.
with his trumpet.
Yeah, he's like, "You guys want to jam?"
Wait. How old is Albert?
Oh, he was in his when we moved. I mean, he always seemed to be 90 plus. Like in my memories of him are elderly. So
We do.
I would say when I was in high school, he was
probably
probably like 70.
Okay.
So,
So
he's
this
bringing
is
his
14.
yeah.
So this 70-year-old man comes over with his fucking rusty trombone,
Yep.
and he's watching you guys whack on the bongos, and he's just
Yep.
like, "Hey, let me jam with you guys, huh?" Come
Yeah.
on."
And I'm like, yo, you want to blow a line of Adderall here and bang on these bongo drums? That's what
And he's
I'm a
like,
musician
way
now.
ahead of you. Yeah, nice. So okay.
Sounds like a Weird Al.
No!
Dude, he was a Weird Al.
You motherfucker, you. All right. Well, very nice. Thanks for that, Murf. Very nice. Okay. So let's keep it on, moving on, keep it on down the road. All right. So Polatski, I want to take it to you. Did my voice cut out there? Because sometimes when I hit the high note, the mic cuts.
Sure
It's
did.
Mike's problem, not ours.
It was majestic.
Very nice. Love it. So I want to ask you, Polatski, let's keep it moving. So 40 Fort, we know it, we love it. There's places to go, people to see. What is your favorite hangout in 40 Fort, PA?
My favorite hangout would probably just have to be anybody's kitchen. Because one of the things in the valley is no matter whenever you go over to someone's house, you never go into their living room. Sometimes you go into the basement if they have like a nice basement. You just hang out in their kitchen though.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there like TVs in there and stuff too?
Sometimes one of those little TV sets, one of those
Yeah.
little, yeah. But usually it's where the booze is. You know, you don't make it past where the booze and the food.
Yeah.
In the fridge.
Smart.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So wait, you go over to someone's house and you just like everyone just pals around in the kitchen?
Yeah, kitchen's a spot.
Really?
Mhm.
That's fascinating. That's pretty cool though. You know, like you get you come over, like, yeah, and you just like people would be in there anyway, right? Like the family would be like, say you're going to visit someone, you're going over to your friend's house, he's probably already in the kitchen. So you walk in and you hang out and you're like, hey, all right, what's going on? Or he opens the door and you guys just go to the kitchen. I like that.
Also, 40 Fort's weirdly a relatively dry town. So the valley is a very boozy place. And a lot of people, post Agnes flood in 72, turned their living rooms into like bars. So it'd be like beer gardens, but not in 44 because they only have, I think, 4 cafe, beer deli. There's only a handful of places that have beer.
Yeah.
So a lot of houses, if you hang out in 44, it's like people's kitchens are, where you just go to get drunk, to pregame for the evening, to do whatever.
Oh, wow.
In the kitchen. Yeah.
I like
Nights
that.
usually begin and end in the kitchen. Yeah.
Love that. Very nice. Good. Getting bent over the counter. Very good.
That's
All
right. Get that trumpet.
Getting the old rusty trombone. So, all right. Very nice. So kitchens, Polatski in the valley in 40 Fort. Yep. Very nice. Very cool. The big thrill, Nick Gill, the sword of the morning, as we know him as. What is one of your favorite hangouts in 40 Fort?
Thanks, Matt.
You got it, bub.
I think, Hobo Jungle's the easy answer, but it's a house of horrors for some. I'll go with Holy Name Baseball Field, which was a field that they built right next to our Little League, right off of the street that I grew up on, very close to all of us, meeting place. And then later on in life, a place to party a bit, get loose.
Yep.
So
you would party at the baseball field?
Yeah, because it was just a big plot of land. So you can go over there later in life and, get loose a little bit. And then when you were kids, you could play baseball there and hang out with your buddies. So we rode that thing out for probably, 15 years of our lives.
So you would just, you guys could go there and hang out and like when you're, say like you're a younger kid, would you go there and there would be like, when you're younger, there's older kids hanging out there like partying, and then a couple of years like, oh, we're gonna hang out there and party. Is that what's going down, or
a little bit of a grandfather situation? Yeah, we were grandfathered in a bit for sure. But when we were kids, we would use it mostly just to play baseball and stuff like that. But then when the nightfall came, Matt, that's when the real degenerates came out to play.
Oh yeah, sun's down, fun's up. Yeah,
Exactly.
love it.
It's also like the Sandlot field. So like the official Little League field, the tended grounds, the nice little ballpark was, this was behind that. And it was like some like minor league teams or whatever would sometimes play there, like the T-ball play. So, you could really make a mess of that field and not
they could give a
worry
shit
about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like kids are kicking around empty beer cans in the outfield and all that.
Digging holes and fucking them, all the stuff,
Yeah.
all the shenanigans.
Yeah, of course. That's how you do it, Very nice. All right. Very cool. And what was the name of the baseball field, Big Throw?
Holy Name Field.
Holy name.
Named after a parish in our town.
What came up with that?
Are they like arguing like, no, I want it to be St. Patrick's. No, I want it to be St. Thomas. Well, we need a name. Well, it's better be holy. Well, there you go. Holy name.
What do you
think
want
that
to call
actually
it?
was the
I don't
exact-
know.
yeah,
Just
that
give
was
it
the
a
exact
holy name.
conversation. That was the exact
Yep.
conversation that they had.
Yeah.
They're like, well, better be, some kind of church affiliated. So
Yeah.
It's like the Church of the Good Person, right?
The
the
church
Holy
of
two
the-
Jesus'
generic
house.
terms.
Yeah.
They're like, what are two
We can't
generic
call
terms
it
we can
Jesus.
use? Holy,
Holy
and
name.
name like her. They're
Holy
like,
name.
yeah, nailed
Holy
it.
name.
Got it, guys.
Love
Good
it.
job.
Yeah. What
Adjourn.
do we? Yeah.
Well, we can't call it the White House Diner.
It sounds like a lame way for like Bill Scott to cuss too. Like it was something like, holy name. You're like, just say fuck or something. You're a grown man.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? I would love to do a whole show about how cursing is fine if you're an adult talking
Yes.
to other adults. And
It's
if you're an
fucking
adult
weird
that
not
can't
to.
handle cursing, then you're a fucking child.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I used to work in a hospital with like I would interact with doctors, and one time this woman is calling me repeatedly while I'm with this doctor trying to get her to fill out paperwork. Hang up on her. Under my breath, very like calmly. She's like, what the fuck, yo? And she's like, excuse me? And I was like, excuse me, what? And she was like, please pardon your language. And I was like, all right, lady, like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah. Like, how
Who the
the
hell is
fuck
wrong
are
with you? She got like all tense on me. And then I found out like a week later, she's like, I don't want to work with him anymore. I was like, because I whispered fuck under my breath. What? Like, what? What are you,
Yeah.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's something else going on.
Some people
there.
don't like, some
They
people
hate
don't
it.
party, yo. Some people don't
Yeah.
fuck,
Some
yo.
people just don't party.
Some people just need someone said cursing's not okay. So the people that are like, oh, I can say something about this now, take every opportunity to do that. And those are the worst people that ever existed. And that's what's wrong with this world. Those fucking people.
What
Yep.
did you
There you
say?
go.
There is a time and place to not.
Yeah,
curse,
I'm not
though?
you don't curse in front of kids.
Yeah.
You don't curse in front of kids.
Yeah. Don't
Right.
curse at church. You
I
know?
mean,
Or there's like an excessive amount of like we don't need to like excessive. What do you know? Not that I care, but someone could say.
If I'm saying a fucking joke, I'm telling a fucking story, and it's to fucking adults, right? Then what the fuck, right? Maybe not in an office setting. You might want to use
No,
office
fuck
language.
the office. Get back on this train, Lavelle. Don't get off the
What
the
a
customer
office.
service.
He
should be allowed
jumped
to
right
use it.
off of that too. Well,
No.
in case my coworkers are worth listening.
No, I can't. I got in trouble at the office for cursing.
Oh.
Yeah.
What office was
What did you
this?
say?
At the office I work at. I would just talk normal and say like shit and fuck and goddamn and all that. And then I was dropping N-bombs and they're like, well, what the fuck is that?
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I never called anyone a Norwegian. All right. But no, it was the HR gets a hold of you like, hey, we've had some complaints about your language. And it's like, oh, really? Go fuck yourself. How about that? But HR is your friend, guys. Remember that. HR.
No.
Murph, that's
No. HR is no friend of mine.
Like, no.
Well,
They're the bosses.
Well, I can't say, HR, fan of the show, listener to the show. So, all right.
The
Thank
Human
you
Resources
for
Department at the
being a
Oregon Perspectives
friend.
podcast. I run the HR department at the Human Resources.
Yeah, who's your
Thank you for
HR
being-
department?
It's me officially as of right now because we just came up with it.
Garfield Avenue that's our HR
That's
department.
the mailing address.
Yeah, if you got any complaints, 608 Garfield Avenue.
I'm officially now co-host and HR manager of the show.
Yeah, you claimed it, so you're good now. That's
Yeah,
you
you-
Look,
have
I've
that
called the
title.
suicide hotline before, yo. If anybody's going to represent HR, it's going to be me, yo.
All right, so let's keep it moving now. Thanks for that big thrill. As always, the sword of the morning comes through when you need them. TC, Biff Sweater, old Tim Casey, what do you got for your favorite haunts, your favorite hangouts, your favorite place to bamboozle in the 44th area of Pennsylvania?
So I don't know what made me think of this when we were talking, but I don't know if you guys have heard. There's a place called Pavilville in 44. I don't know if you guys have been, but so
Sounds
there's
great.
an airport in 44 as well.
What?
So not a lot of traffic points, but there's an airport. So there's an airport. There's a lot of cornfields. There's a bunch of soccer fields, and somewhere in between these soccer fields and cornfields, there's a pavilion in the woods, which we named it Pavilville one day when me and my friend Mache and Tyler Kopiak, I'll just say his last name. We decided to go there.
Sorry.
Yeah, one day we decided to drop acid in this pavilion in the woods by the soccer fields, and we christened the place Pavilville because it was just a random pavilion. We were just like, well, this is a
Yeah.
nice summer day. But I remember on that particular day, it was pretty funny because for some reason we went to the gas station, and about the time the acid started kicking in.
Oh,
And,
baby.
I remember, and it was probably one of my first times ever dropping acid. My friend Mache's in the driver's seat. I'm just like describing vividly like what the colors and things look like. And I just remember him like doubled over, like laughing, like crying, tears on his eyes. Like, and I'm like, yeah, no, but it's like everything's melting. And I'm like, and he's just like, stop. And he like couldn't stop laughing. I was like, what, dude? All right, relax. And I just look over, and it's the guy that like pumps your gas was at the window the entire time. And I just looked at the guy, and I was like, oh shit, it's one of those. And he's like, yeah. Because like it's not like Jersey. Like some places you pump your own gas, some places they pump it for you or whatever. And I had no idea the whole time it was there. I have no idea how long it was going on for. But I'm just like describing. I was like, this is really good acid. Like, here's what I'm seeing. Here's what your face looks like. Here's what the road looks like. Here's what this music said. He like couldn't say anything, and the guy the whole time was just. I was just like, oh, like $4 worth of gas we'll take.
You made that guy's day for sure.
Yeah, but Pavilville was the.
No, the other guy was driving.
I wasn't driving. No.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Mache. Thanks for driving that day.
Yeah.
But great dude. It was a hell of a day, but that just seeped into my mind. And that,
so Pavilville.
We have an airport.
Yeah. Shout out, Justin.
How about that?
North Wales doesn't have no airport.
I was thinking this, Justin. Doesn't North Wales have 2 traffic lights, like the one by the Wawa and then the one on Sumneytown?
Not since I've lived there. Now they have all kinds of crazy shit going on. I can't be held accountable for that. But when I was there was only one traffic light.
Back when they had class.
Back then, you could hit kids and you could curse in front of them.
Yeah.
You could smoke inside of Mike's Tavern.
Can't you still do that?
Yeah, you can.
So, okay. All right. Well, let's keep moving. Thanks for Pavilville TC. That was great. Thank you. All right.
Name, Pavilville.
Yeah, really, really sticks out. I like that as well. I probably like it more than you, Tom, just because I'm better at liking things. But either way, Murf, the man, the myth,
Weird
the
flex.
Murf, the man, the myth, the Murf, Red Dead Redemption 2's favorite son. Said jdub, he's the guy I told you was in Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah.
Oh, for real? Yo,
Yeah.
I fucking love that game, yo.
So when you play, if you're going to do the online mode and you're going to do, I think her name is, it's one of the women where you do a bounty hunting mission, and it's one of the women. It's like Bella something, I think, or Greta, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, there's like 3 sisters or something.
Mm-hmm. And you go and like it's one girl that she has like a gang of women, and they all pretend to be her, right? And there's 2 guards that watch this factory that you have to hide in that they're gonna steal from. And he's one of the guards, and he eventually gets killed. I
get lit up. They don't tell you the full story. We were in the whole studio there with all the green screen and the motion shit on, but I didn't know totally what was going on. So it's good to hear. I was killed.
Yeah, and I made a background story for you. You're a father of 3, and you used to work in the coal mines up north. But then the coal ran out, so you came down here, and you've been working as the factory, and you're moved up to a foreman the week before, and you're finally able to buy your son Micah shoes, and then you died, and now he's going to be an orphan. So fucking Jesus, real nice.
Man,
because the mom's going to go back to hoeing.
Absolutely.
The only shoes they had back then, it was like cowboy.
Yeah, just shit kickers, man. Just shit kickers. That character looked like me, though, don't you think a little bit?
Oh, dude, looked and sounded just like you.
Yeah, the sound made sense.
Yeah. So either way, let's keep it going. Murf, what was your favorite place to hang out in Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, adjacent 44, Pennsylvania?
I would have to say basement. Whose basement?
Your neighbor Al.
Oh yeah, but yeah, Al's Trumpeteer store. I would say Pantry Quick. There's a place called, it's no longer there, but there was a Pantry Quick was just like a little convenience store or whatever. It was right down at the corner from my house, and they had like they had a little bit of everything. It was so you get like all your Big League Chew and your candies and whatnot. But we used to steal like the blind from that place, and they also had a magazine selection. So they had your Playboys, your Penthouses. They didn't have any Hustlers, but they had like Penthouses and stuff there. And they had video rentals as well, 99-cent video rental. Yeah. Yes. And they had all the great B movie, like Frankenhooker, like all the great like B movies, horror movies and stuff. 99
Bruce
cents.
Leroy. Yeah.
All that. Yeah. Blast Dragon, all the good shit. And so Pantry Cook was a great place. We used to go. Evelyn used to work down there. George Chervenak, there was a fella, George, who used to always just be down there drinking, and he'd always be like, hi, like, and pretend he's drinking coffee, but he was drinking some sort of like licorice liqueur, like the kind of liqueur that just smells strange.
Yeah. Sambuca or something.
Sambuca, right. And yeah, Evelyn worked there. Alyssa eventually worked there when we were older, and it was less of like a cool hang. But
Who's
when we were
Alyssa?
young, Alyssa Cooney, a friend.
Oh, Alyssa Cooney.
You know Alyssa.
Yeah, of course.
She used to let us just, then we could just walk in. There was no fun because she just like, just take whatever you want.
She took the rush out of it. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was Pantry Cook was just a nice place to hang out. You go get your end cigarettes and stuff. They would sell sometimes. Maranka used to be able to buy them earlier. There was a place called Family Market that sold to like anyone who could look over the counter. They would sell cigarettes. So you'd go in there and you just distract Evelyn, steal a pack of smokes, get some Big League Chew. Gill's zooted and behind Pantry Quick.
A little zooted up behind the Pantry Quick.
Dude, a pack of Big League Chew and Newports, man, you're fucking flying at that.
Well, didn't you have a run-in with a bunch of smokes at one point? Isn't that right?
That was a hobo jungle. Yes.
How did that go?
That went well. They ended up the big kids ended up taking my stash, but I got a shit ton of cigarettes. I stole a bunch of Marlboros. My brother recently hung out with Sammy Maranka. Gil, I missed your call the other night. I sleep at very odd hours now, but you were with the Whale Junior, yes?
So was Polatski.
Polatski was there as well. All right. So the Whale is an interesting character. So he would go into he was like not really a man of tact. Like we would steal shit. We would try to distract Evelyn and Patrick. He would just walk in, bull in a china shop, and just start grabbing shit. And she would be like, Sammy, and like chase him out. So he just didn't give a fuck about anything. But this dude's grown now, and he just told my brother the other night. My brother saw him for the first time in a long time, and I guess he was talking about the Marlboro cigarettes in Hobo Jungle. So I'm glad I left a little memory for Sammy the Whale.
Oh, good for him. Sammy the Whale. Shout out. Fan of the show, listen to the show. Very nice.
Yes.
So, okay. And so it was called, what was it called again?
Pantry Quick.
Pantry Quick.
PQ.
The old PQ.
The old PQ.
Nice. Was
the Whale stole a shitload of cigarettes?
He would walk behind the counter and just grab cigarettes out.
Whatever you wanted.
Yep. Just the kind of thing where it's like, well, you're not going to stop me. What do you
I'm assuming the Whale, is he a big fella?
The Whale Senior is a big fella. The Whale Junior is like, he's a burly kid, but not like the Whale Senior had like Tony Soprano vibes slightly.
Oh,
yeah. In terms of the physicality, he was a low rent, like outskirts of organized crime. His brother ran the dress factory. That was more of the organized crime, but they played themselves like they were the Sopranos of 40.
Oh, they think they're the Buffalinos up there, huh?
Oh yes, but not the real deal. The real Buffalino.
No,
the Whale could never.
We had a small Wawa, and one day, Matt, Peanut's older brother, ganked a whole full box of Marlboro Red cigarettes. And brought him back to his crib, and like he was like, go ahead. And I was like, I didn't even smoke cigarettes then. I just took like 17 packs.
Well, yeah.
I was I'll figure out. He yanked them off the back of the truck and just ran home.
That's the same thing I did.
The door open, and
did he just have did he get a carton or the box?
No, he got
the box, baby.
Full
the big
cardboard box. Full of
cartons. Oh, so he did the same thing that Murf
The same
did.
thing. Yeah, there's like 30 fucking cartons in there.
Oh my God. I remember he opened it in his bedroom, and I was just like,
Yep.
I didn't even know what to do. I was like, this is I could live off this forever.
It's
wild.
Run
away.
Yes, I'm set for life. Yeah. I don't need to ever see my family again. I'm good. I'm just like,
it's out of this podunk town.
It's an obscene amount of cigarettes. Even now, I mean, it would be a lot. But
30 cartons, and what is it? 10 packs in a carton.
10 packs in a carton.
Wow, so 300 packs.
Dude, we were smoking them like cartoon characters. We were like opening full packs,
lighting them on fire,
and just smoking like crazy. I mean, it was silly.
Yeah. Sounds like a blast.
Like kings.
Yeah. So, all right. Nice. Well, thank you.
If you're listening to this show, steal cigarettes, kids. It's fucking awesome.
Steal them. If they won't sell them to you, steal them.
we had
you have to be 21.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You have to be 21. Pennsylvania.
I mean, it seems like the older you get, the more outrageous it is to have to steal cigarettes. I mean, you're 20.
That'd be awesome.
Jesus.
I would love it if you came home with a box full of cartons of cigarettes.
I don't even smoke. But
I have to respect it. You know what? I don't even smoke, but give me one of those.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I used to smoke
I like what
cigarettes.
you
I
did
fucking
here.
miss
I
them
like
so
what you
much.
did.
I
Me
fucking
too.
loved smoking cigarettes. God,
Yeah.
they're so.
Oh,
You were,
I treat
you were
yeah,
so
I'm-
cool. You were never cooler than when you were fucking smoking and fucking.
you
I
weren't.
treat cigarettes in public like weed in public. When I was a kid, I'd be like, "Who's smoking cigs, yo? Let me get one of them."
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Like
a nice
Camel?
Marlboro Mild. Oh, babe.
Marlboro Mild guy.
Oh, they were good. Dude, I went
Smooth.
Marlboro Mild in my last run with smokes. I was a Marlboro Lights guy. Did Parliament menthol lights for a while. They were a big hit. But yeah, I went through there's a bunch of phases. You go through
course.
phases. Yeah.
You say
But,
it's a
I'm glad
little
he's
everything.
off the vape phase. Oh my
Oh,
god,
the
dude.
vape.
He didn't
Ooh.
take a breath without that vape.
the vape was the worst.
Vape's trouble.
The vape was
So
the worst.
addicting.
Yeah, it really was.
That
The vape
feeling.
was the worst. So, all right. Well, thank you for that, Murf. I'll say this:
Absolutely.
down in Lansdale, land of the free, home of the brave, the move for stealing cigarettes, you would do this. You would have one. You need two people. Person one goes in to the 7-Eleven and goes over to the Slurpee machine. They fill up the Slurpee, right? And then they spill it right there, right by the Slurpee machine, and say, "Oh shit, I dropped the Slurpee," right? Then the guy comes from behind the counter, sees it, and says, "Oh, you dumb fucking kid, you blah." And he goes and gets the mop. When he goes and gets the mop, person number two goes behind the counter, takes the smokes, and see you later. And that's
Good
how
move.
you did it.
It relies heavily on the performance. You got to sell that because I didn't believe that you just spilled the thing when you just did it right now. Like if I worked there and you were like, "Whoa, I spilled the Slurpee," I'd be like, "Yeah, these kids are up to something."
Well,
You're
I mean, but if you're there, like you can't just leave a fucking big gulp full of Slurpee
It's
on the
true.
floor either.
It's
You
true.
have
It's a
to do
standoff.
something. It
You're right.
forces you to do something.
Remember
Right.
how Wawa would have the top John? I don't know if you ever been to
Yes.
Wawa that
Oh,
has
you
the
gotta
above the
reach
counter. I was
under.
bold as a kid and I was lanky, yo. You would get him to turn around for something, and I would fucking I could grab Reds. And
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
it was the most bold I've ever felt in my life, and I miss that feeling every day.
That
Yeah.
wingspan.
Yeah.
I,
You
see,
gotta
I
be
would have
quick.
bumped
You
We
one.
get
need
caught-
to steal
yeah.
something and we need to smoke something now. All right.
Not
So-
me, but like allegedly, I still shit all the time still, and it's fucking awesome.
So you
Not-
just
not
casually
you.
drop John. I feel like Hana, like you asked before, is like kind of like
Yeah.
John of the, it doesn't mean anything. It's just like
John and Bull.
a random
That's
word
the
that gets
I don't really,
thrown
yeah.
around.
John is more for the classy people. They say John and Bull all the time. You know, that's a classy.
Bull, yeah,
type
Bull's
of
another-
man. Yeah.
I love. Have you guys watched Bel Air? I love how they get the Philly like slang perfectly. down.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
I think so. Yeah.
But what's
Like
Bel
10
Air?
episodes out.
It's the
It's the new-
remake
it's a
of
Fresh-
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince reboot. I will stand. I will stand behind it.
Half of this show is like Murf is like come out of a coma. You know what I mean? Wait, what is this?
What's this Game of Thrones? Prince of Bel Air?
What's this COVID you guys are talking about?
Yeah. When did
What's-
the
what's-
genital mutilation stuff? Yeah.
Where are all my,
Kung flu. I've never heard of it.
where are all my
happened to
stolen
my box
cigarettes?
of
go?
cigarettes? Yeah.
So, all right.
Wait,
well, very,
The
very
neighbor
good.
Al is dead.
Al, Al,
Al?
no.
Old trombone Al. All righty. So let's keep it moving. I'm going to come back to you, Polatski. Let's talk. We talked.
My headphones are
briefly-
broken.
Yep. We talked briefly about rivals before, but do you remember what you would say? Maybe not 44, but did you have a rivals as like, coming up like a group? Like we talked about the Towies before. Did you have a rival gang? So
For my generation, no. I would just say Kingston in general.
they
They just thought they were better than us, and I don't
And
see
they're not.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not. We export our drinking, and they have a bunch of bars in their town. We don't deal with that nonsense. So I would just say Kingston in general.
Yeah, bunch of shit heap.
Mhm.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to skip that question because I think everyone's going to say kind of the same thing. So let's move on to another question, Polatski.
Sure.
We kind of brought this up. So in Lansdale, we had a couple people. We had Lansdale Larry and we had Library Bob. And they were some of the homeless people that lived in Lansdale. And there were some characters. I remember Shake, former guest of the show, friend of the show. and co-host, he had went up to the library Bob one time and asked him for his autograph, and he signed it John Wayne. So maybe he's really John Wayne. We don't know. But either way, we had some interesting characters. Before you answer, Justin, what were you going to say?
Who was the homeless bull that lived in Memorial Park? That was
Library Bob.
So my I didn't know Library Bob till I turned 10. I never lived in Lansdale. You're all trash people, but my stepfather did, and I would go hang out with my stepbrothers in Memorial Park, and we found like his where he lived in that bush, by the cannon.
No, yeah, I know exactly.
Dirty. If you live in Lansdale, you know what this is. But that was the first time I had encountered a homeless man camp, and I remember to this day vividly being like, "This isn't terrible." He had a good setup,
and Lysol. How many Lysol cans? He lived on Lysol cans.
But he
didn't shower. He just
clothes. It was all inside a bush, and it was one of those bushes that had like some good height.
Pretty roomy
coverage.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck!" Like, worst comes to worst, yo. Like, this isn't the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. Yeah. And this man's doing it raw, like on the land in a park that's like 100 feet long.
Yeah, I'd rather live there than North Wales.
There's no homeless people in our parks.
Yeah,
so we hit up with walnuts.
Yeah, well, you guys were like in. Well,
there's homeless people there. It's you guys.
Yeah, you were. It was you.
Yeah. So okay, Polatski, did you have any interesting characters in 44?
Yeah, I would say so. Gentlemen, we had the 44 toe tickler.
Yeah. I like that you lead with the toe tickler.
Yeah. And he's here right now.
Yeah. out of a coma.
Tickling right out of the coma.
And I would say that we had pole hugger, right?
Yeah. Pole hugger. Leo Ryan, character of all time.
Leo's a legend.
We had Leo Ryan on the show, if I believe correctly. Isn't that right, Murf? We had him on your episode?
Yes, we did. He called in. You're right. He did call in. Leo called in from beyond.
The grave, yeah.
Fan of the show, listener of the show.
Friend of the show, Leo Ryan.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, the pole hugger was a little bit after my generation. Do you remember the pole hugger? I remember hearing about him, but I feel like he swept into town a little past our.
I just saw him at Luzerne Bank the other day. He's still alive and well.
Well,
no way.
He's the branch manager down there.
He's a loan officer.
The pole hugger covered some ground too. He wasn't excluded. Like he got around.
I saw him over Wilkes-Barre. I saw him across the river. Yeah.
He got
Keys was not a 44 guy. Vinny Keys, Key would go up the mall with the keys. Remember him jangling the keys all the time? But he sometimes made his.
He recently passed. I read.
They did a nice little write up on him in the.
We're going way too fast. Could someone explain to me why the man was named Toe Tickler?
Yeah, let's get back to that. So let's do Toe Tickler, then we'll do the pole
then we'll
hugger,
get the pole hugger,
and then maybe we'll get another call from Leo. Who knows? But Polatski, you brought him up. Please, if you know, what is the Toe Tickler? What's the deal?
I mean, I wish I could do it justice. I'm gonna have to pass this one off to one of my fellow 40-40ians.
Who would like to take it away?
I think the toe tickler was a little bit before Polatski and I's time. I mean, he wasn't in his prime yet when we were.
He was around though.
He was run out of town on a rail. Also, I think he was killed. I think he was murdered. I think it was like a Freddy Krueger situation where the parents got together and fucking burned this guy. He was down at the creek on Dilly Street was where he usually did his tickling, I believe. Was
tickling down Dilly Street?
Tickling down Dilly Street. I swear to Christ.
So wait,
Dilly Street. Dilly Street was like the little industrial part. There's a 44th there, and you go behind. There's a little creek. I mean, it wasn't much of a creek.
Man there who would play.
If you're gonna pick a street to tickle feet on,
Dilly
Street.
Dilly,
foot guy.
Yep.
So wait, kids are swimming in the creek and like
no, there's no swimming in this creek. This creek, I mean, no, you should. It's industrial waste.
How's he tickling the toes? That's what I want to know.
Why is he the toe tickler?
He would ask. I don't know how many toes he actually tickled, but he always talked. He would want to tickle those. He would take his own shoes off. He wanted to see people's feet. I think he also was grown folks. I don't think he discriminated based on age. I don't know if he was a straight pedo, but he often kids. We would get our
pedo.
A Fido, for sure. Definitely pedophile. Yeah. So, but he was back there for a while, also kind of set up shop and then got run out on a rail.
Wow. The infamous
My brother
44
knows. My
toe
brother
tickler.
knows a bit about the toe tickler.
Any so like he would just go up
B.
to you,
Meyer's
like,
been.
hey, can I see your feet?
Yeah, it was a lot about feet, and it was a lot about the tickling of feet.
He would say, "Let
No,
me
like,
see
he
him,"
wouldn't- he
and then
wouldn't,
if you liked him,
ease
he'd
in.
tickle him.
Man, these shoes are making my feet hot. Like,
Yeah, aren't your feet hot? You should take those
Yeah.
shoes off. I mean, you can keep your sockies on if you want, but
Wow.
he called them sockies. I'm
Hey,
sure.
hey, Dilly Street's a no shoe zone.
Yeah, Dilly. He's like, look, the sign is here, man. This is a
No
sign. This is
shoes.
Yeah,
official. No
nice.
shoes on Dilly.
My store is shoes, no service.
No.
So-
you want service? My service is tickling. If you want it, you got. There are no shoes.
You gotta kick them shoes off, bub. So, all right, let's keep it. So,
I guess so. I mean, if
Yeah.
you say so, Mister.
Hop off
I'm gonna
those
call
meds, you
Freddie.
youngster.
I'm gonna call Freddie
Toe
tonight and ask him if he
tickler.
killed this guy.
If you let me tickle your toes, there's a whole box of cigarettes in it for you.
I got a heist
I,
planned.
Yeah.
for you.
I
Five
remember
feet for
you from
6.
Al's basement.
Let me play that trumpet on them toesies.
So okay, so let's Polatski. All right, so then
Tickle the ivory.
let's kick it to what is on. But then we had toe tickler, then the pole hugger. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What do we
the
know
and
about pole
pole,
hugger?
pole hugger was what he sounded like. He would walk up and down Wyoming Avenue and he would hug every pole and rest his head on it for an uncomfortable amount of time. And then he would move on to the next one. And he would just do that all day, all up and down the Ave. As Gill said, he covered a lot of territory.
Really?
I heard people saw him up to high school some days. They made it all the way up to Plymouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Great shape. He was in
mobile.
great shape.
The
Phenomenal.
mobile
Body strength
pole
from-
hugger. So you had a fucking guy in your town that would hang out on Dilly Street and tickle your tootsers. And then you had a legit, he wouldn't fuck trees. He's over hugging trees. He's hugging poles. Any pole he saw, he's hugging that thing down. He's giving it the
Stop
love
sign
it
pole?
needs.
Well,
Mostly
Matt,
telephone poles.
Telephone
Mostly
pole.
telephone.
Yeah.
Something with some
Yeah.
good girth. Something
Yeah.
good. I mean,
He
if
liked
you're gonna hug
himself.
a
He
pole-
liked himself a thicker
He,
pole.
he
Yeah.
avoided
Yeah.
trees too, which was actually pretty
Yeah, fuck
impressive
trees.
that he like picked between the two.
Yeah,
wonder
he's
if
like,
he
I want
named
wood,
them.
but
Yeah, he's like, I don't
Well, I wonder if
the
he named-
texture.
Yeah. If-
I want to
yeah.
go hug a. I want to hug a telephone pole. and
splintery
see.
as fuck, yo. As a
Oh,
man who
yeah.
slid
Yeah.
down
Rip
This
you
was
to
telephone.
sapped
shreds.
one day and he was no good. This sap's no good.
he got some sap on him. Yeah, and that was it for that.
That was-
He's like,
that
I'll
was
go.
that.
I
It
would
all
love,
started with
yeah.
an acid trip at the Pavilionville.
Pavillaville.
Villaville.
I would love if he had named the poles. So he's like, well, I'm going to give Janice a hug. Then I'm going to go up to Mary. And then Gertrude wanted some hugs. So yeah, man. So
What do you
toe-
think? What
toe
you think? You ever
tickler
got
and
mad
pole
at the polls and like maybe
why don't,
maybe
you,
he
why
was
don't you ever hug me back?
Negging him like he skipped him one
No, but,
day.
like,
Like
maybe he was hugging him because he didn't like him or something, and he was at some place
Oh, you're saying like a
going
bear
off
hug.
about how he
Almost bear
hated
hug.
polls. I hate these damn polls, and some Polish people were there, like, well, you get the fuck out of here.
there were definitely some Polish people there.
There were
Yeah,
certainly
having some
Polish people.
halushki.
Yeah.
Look, I got no problem with all the polls in this neighborhood.
Okay, so this is getting silly. So the pole hugger was legit hugging poles. So we got toe tickler, pole hugger. We'll get to Leo later. Gil, I want to go to you. Do you have, and it doesn't have to be a homeless person, but do you have anyone?
Hey, don't have to be.
Doesn't it?
anyone in mind that was, he could even be a buddy or a pal or a whale or whatever the hell it is. Any interesting character that comes to mind in 40? That's
Oh,
a
man.
unique 40-40.
Oh boy, and there's so many legends to choose. I mean, our local little league scene, the fathers were what an incredible collection of characters
Wow.
in this thing. I mean, we ran the gauntlet from spaghetti strap to bodybuilder with spandex shorts to a couple of gentlemen that
Actual
It's-
pedos. We were
yeah,
joking about
pedo, right.
pedos before, but now we get
were-
into the real pedo. time.
these guys were real.
Wow.
Yeah, two.
They weren't
more
just
than
trying
one.
to tickle your feet, huh? Hey.
No, not
Nah,
two.
there were
Two
there
in a
was-
town out of 4,500 is fucking.
Yeah, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, that's the
That's an
numbers.
epidemic.
Then
And they coached Little League.
Well, I mean, I would just say the collection of little league coaches that we had, from good to bad, was just an incredible selection
Lunatics.
of individuals. Yeah,
So you had like from a juice head all the way down
Yeah.
to
We ran the gauntlet.
a toucher.
Yes. Yep.
Mhm,
Yeah, we ran the gauntlet.
How was
Oh,
the team?
man. Yeah.
Average at best.
Well, who was
They
the
spent a lot of other
toucher?
time.
You can only play so good when your second baseman's being molested.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of fear.
Yes.
A lot of fear.
When
Try to
you're-
get that 10-run rule.
Yeah.
10 run 'em.
When your
So you
catcher
guys
doesn't
saying
even know how to catch.
you got to second base early in life, is what you're telling me.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Golly.
Feeling them up.
Yeah, yeah.
James, yeah, but the spaghetti strap tank was like a little show for the moms in the crowd. He knew what he was doing.
Oh, dude.
The deep cut. Remember those like Everlast tank, tank tops?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a thing like you're just not wearing a shirt. Just don't wear a shirt. It'd be more reasonable to not wear a shirt.
Yeah. What is the point of it?
Right. And then underneath the bicycle shirt, like tight spandex bicycle shorts. So just really
showing off that
just
moose
going
knuckle.
for it on a Tuesday evening at a little league game.
And
Yeah,
putting on a
what an
show,
outfit.
like getting
Bending over at first base.
like
Did he
really
have-
digging in at third. Like it
Yeah.
was a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Every time
He's
he took the
constantly
dive.
stretching. Yeah.
and a vicious comb over. Like his hair was
He was losing a lot. So he was
wisped.
he was wisping it over, but
Was this the
nobody was looking
bodybuilder?
at that head.
this
of
was
hair
the
when they-
bodybuilder. Yeah.
They were looking at those.
I'm
spaghetti
really
strips.
liking.
He was a
this guy.
Pennsylvania State karate champion, was he not?
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
yeah. I don't even know him, but he definitely is.
He
I believe he
did.
was. I believe that's correct.
I mean,
We saw some old photos.
wow, that'd be incredible. I mean, talk about a great Halloween costume.
Ooh, someone's
If
got to
you could
go
pull it
as
off.
James Senior.
Oh, is that the
Some-
whale senior?
No, this was not the whale. Ooh, the
Alright.
whale in a spaghetti strap. Let's get those Italians fucking
Yeah.
capicolas hanging out.
The fucking
Those
great,
pepperoni
some
nips.
gravy tits, huh? That was,
Yeah. He puts
Good old gravy.
good old gravy tits. So okay, so you're gonna go with spaghetti strap baseball coach there, Big
Yeah,
Thrill. I like
definitely.
it. Very nice, very cool. TC, coming to you, Biff Sweater. Give me an interesting character from the land of the free, home of the brave, adjacent 44 Pennsylvania.
So Gill was being polite. I'm definitely not gonna name any names. But there was a gentleman from the Little League, the Little League coach that his claim to fame was he was arrested for whacking off the wave pool
Yes.
of a
This is
I've
great.
heard this story. Oh my god.
yes. So it's like a swim park. What do you call those things? Like a
Water park, Camel Beach
Okay.
water park.
Yeah, it's called
Is it Poconos?
it's Camel Beach.
I was gonna say,
The
where's this
Poconos?
wave? I was like, does 40 foot have a fucking wave pool? Yo,
No,
We got a fucking,
yeah.
we got an
Airport
airport.
and a
Yes,
wave
airport.
pool?
Look at an airport and a wave pool. Get the fuck out of
What's
here.
going on here?
So this
Wonder
guy,
people
yeah,
are hugging telephone poles at that place.
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
the Poconos.
yeah, a baseball coach to several
Who
people in
doesn't
our.
beat off in the wave?
Jeez,
pool?
this
Come on.
baseball league is just fucking
Well,
nuts.
That's
It is
entrapment.
nuts.
That's
It's also funny because it is far away from 40. It's a little bit of a drive,
Yeah,
which
but
makes
this guy
the
went-
story even stranger.
But he went
Outcome
like
will
on his
travel.
lunch break and just left work on his lunch break and like went to the amusement park.
Was he a teacher?
Later that day was just in jail for pleasuring himself.
Masturbating in the wave pool.
So wait.
alone without his,
Wait,
he was
this,
there with no
This
children.
44 character was at work.
We won't say the name.
We won't say the name. This 44
You
characters.
can Google it.
Yeah, this 44 characters at work. He's hanging out and he's like, you know what? It's a hot day. I think I'm gonna go to the wave pool and I just gotta get this demon out of me. And there's no better place to do it than the wave pool.
You've never
There's
been
no
in a
better
wave
place,
pool
no.
and fully aroused and just
I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt. He just, wave pools are fun. He's like, you know what? I don't need
Ride
to
the
go to
wave.
a wave pool.
But
I'll
if
just go
it's-
up there. And once the
if-
wave started lapping against him, he couldn't control himself.
If-
I don't
Nah,
think
I like to think that he.
I
went
blame the
there like,
waves.
you know, it'd be dope.
Yeah.
Beating off.
Wave
that
shouldn't have
wave
been
pool.
wearing that.
the waves were
But he
coming
paid-
onto him.
Justin,
I
what
like
did you
to think
say?
that. I like to think that a grown man was like, "I'm gonna pay $36 and beat off in that fucking wave pool."
Yeah, no, that's most
Who
likely.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? It was premeditated. But so he's coached
Was
a
he
few.
driving there to jerk off in the
Yeah,
wave pool?
I like to
You
think
know what I
that.
mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
he had
Like,
to have been, right?
I gotta get there.
Is
Polatski,
it a week?
he was,
a
right?
weekday afternoon?
He,
A weekday
he would
afternoon?
probably be willing to do the show. He doesn't have a lot going on these days.
Yo,
He's
hit
looking
him
at the
all.
He was a
Yeah.
he was a PIAA basketball official as well.
May or may not be retired.
Dude, and he
you're
coached the
Google.
Little League?
He was,
Yeah.
he coached his in little. I mean, his
He
sons
has
were
a
younger than
kid?
me.
He has a
Hold on.
kid?
He has kids that are these guys' age. I mean, they're younger than me. So yeah.
He gets to the way he's like,
Yo,
"Gosh,
do
I
I-
They
go to
weren't
lily
there.
pads
I'll
or
cut this. Have I
lazy
met
river?
his kids?
Nah, wave pool.
No.
Let's just say one
Okay.
of his kids have done the show. They've been a
Dog.
guest on the show.
Murph's dad.
Tom,
No.
you're gonna have to start listening to all these episodes to figure out who it is.
Burn's dad.
It's Burn, yo.
It's Burn.
No, he had
Go
he had
on,
Burn
Burn.
was being over the wave pool. I fucking knew
Come on,
it.
guys.
It was Bernie.
Yeah.
There's also some talk about that when he was wearing a trench coat when he like
In the wave
Classic.
Yeah.
In the wave pool.
Cartoonish.
I mean, if that's
Into
not
the water
so
park.
suspicious.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
not
the
giving
water
it
park.
away. Right?
I wonder what tipped anyone off when he did it.
We make
Two
jokes
lifeguards-
all the time. Yeah,
Two
we make
lifeguards
jokes
look
all
at
the
each
time.
other. They're
You're
like,
like this guy, like, please keep an eye on this guy. Of
Yeah.
course, right? For
Yeah.
certain, this guy's obviously going to do something horrendous in here immediately. So let's keep an eye on him.
Why does that guy keep coming here in that trench coat?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was playing an away game.
yeah.
There's someone beating off in the wave pool. They're like, it's obviously the guy in the trench coat, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
They're like,
I know.
it's him.
I'll get him.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
the guy
We
next
already
to him.
have
They just
him,
all
right.
assumed, How
yeah, how
dare
many
they?
times did he successfully?
Just
pull it
because
off?
I'm wearing a trench coat in a wave pool doesn't mean I'm
Just
the
because
one
I have
putting it on.
my water shoes on and I'm in a brown tan trench coat masturbating in a wave pool.
Just
doesn't
because
make
I'm
me
holding my
criminal.
dick.
and you're holding me too long. I'm on my break from work where I work an hour away. So please
was-
let me go back to
I
work.
was gonna masturbate in the lazy river, but the line was too long. And I don't know if you've ever tried to beat off with a speed slide, but it's a nightmare.
Golly. So okay. Let's keep it moving. All right. So let's just recount.
Where was he
Let-
like fully
let-
into the wave pool or just like his feet?
All right.
You
So
know what
here-
I mean?
really
Like,
quick
was-
to cap. Right. I don't know. We've had these conversations. We've
you're
had
up
these
there
conversations
and
for
you're like going in the
hours.
wave. That's
Yes.
gotta be different. So like I feel
It
like
gets-
he's back,
it gets-
like almost
Yeah,
like a
I think he
lifeguard,
was.
like-
I mean, I don't know, but
You know
I
what
would
I
like
mean?
to think that.
I mean,
he was back.
who wouldn't want to jerk off? The thing is, if you've got the fliff to throw around,
Oh,
close
wow.
down the park for the day and have at it. Like I could see why you might want to just, sensations flying around. But I imagine the reason you went there specifically was not the waves, because we've been to that wave. That wave pools, it's fine, but it's
It's an
like the
indoor
Jersey
wave
Shore.
pool.
Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not an
It's
Poconos.
indoors?
It's indoors.
Indoors.
Oh yeah, the story
Camel
gets
Beach
wilder
one,
when
yes.
you realize that it's an indoor wave pool. This man walked indoors in a trench coat.
Yeah.
And masturbated into a wave pool.
So Your Honor, that's
Outside
legal.
in a trench coat.
The fact that he
man-
was indoors makes it
Indoors in
Reason.
what I assume was a beautiful brown leather trench coat.
the
then
best. The
I
best
know he had
Moscow's
water
had.
I would
shoes.
love to see that.
You don't just
trench
beat
coat.
off in a wave pool without water shoes. You're
It's
not
got to
fucking
be
psychopath.
evidence now. The wave coat or the trench coat.
He had a
Wow.
$600 trench coat on.
Wow.
And I like
So-
to think he wore it in the wave pool.
He also just he got a slap on the wrist because I mean it's a hard thing to prove too. So I think he just got a fine disorderly. He's not on the
Yeah.
registry like
Yeah, the water was
The other
knocking
one.
me around, and the
Hard to
hands got
prove.
out of control.
Yeah,
Hard
how
to
hard it
prove.
is to swim in a trench coat. Jesus.
Yeah. This wave
I'm
pool
just trying to
reminded me of my
survive out there.
ex-wife.
Your
Yeah.
Honor, how many people haven't calmed in the wave pool?
Yeah, right.
What would you rather me do? Shoot a load or take a shit? All right, because the kid over there is already doing that. So okay, let's just recap real quick on the most interesting characters we've had.
Yep,
We've
they're
had-
all pedophiles. Yep.
We've had toe tickler, pole hugger,
Ah.
2 pedophile coaches, also juiced up spaghetti strap tank top, bike shorts. I'm assuming high top sneakers and like big white socks, right? With a comb over and some perfect shades. We've had him, and now we have whacking it off in the wave pool. The wave pool whacker, we'll call him.
Wave pool whack.
And okay.
We'll call him good old boogie board Bill.
Okay, so then Murf, do you have any interesting characters that you come to mind? No pun intended.
I want to give the ladies a little bit of love, so I'm thinking of Miss Sally.
So
God
Miss
bless
Sally
Miss
from
Sally.
your show, from your episode.
Did I speak of Miss Sally as well?
Is that
I would hope.
Really?
I'm
You
saying
have to
on
watch
your.
that
I'm
Remember,
saying
he's
on
fresh
your
out of a
show.
coma.
I'm saying on your show, Murf.
Oh, on my show, I didn't
Yeah,
have Miss
on
Sally.
No, but didn't you talk about her?
Oh no, 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 no.
Myers self-medicated.
Yes, no. This was not Miss Sally from the neighborhood. No, that was a different.
Okay.
That was a different. No, Miss Sally was. I mean, she's I think just an eccentric woman. I think she's actually a fine, wonderful woman. She brings light and joy to everyone. She was walking around as the Easter bunny. My brother said he saw her on the Ave the other day on Easter Sunday, dressed as a big Easter bunny. She rides her bike in the summer with like a long coat, like a winter coat on. That's like the weirdest shit she did. Just like a funky lady about to. But the person I really want to talk about was in the news recently. You can also Google this. I guess we're not naming names. We're being classy here, but did the double vote. He used his dead mother's vote to vote for Trump twice. And this dude is another. So he had kids who were a little bit younger than me too. Also a crazy lunatic sports dude. I believe he like fought a few soccer officials, like physically charged onto the field during a game to argue a call and like.
What is in the water in your guys' fucking town?
That hard water. Yeah. So, and then he was in the national news for using his dead mother. He tried to do a
voter fraud, right? Is
voter
that
fraud.
what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Committed voter fraud. Yeah.
Love a guy who commits voter fraud.
Sure.
Yeah. On the small scale. Just tried to get a little 2-for-1.
Just one.
Action. Just one. Yep. That's it.
I think you should be allowed that.
Yeah.
You should be allowed.
I think, yeah. I mean,
he's like, look, she would
voted
for him.
She would.
Yeah.
She spoke to me from beyond.
Wrong.
How did he
get
get caught?
Jerking off in a wave pool.
Yeah, he's like, at least I wasn't jerking off in a wave.
I'm gonna say that to my wife now whenever she's mad at me. At least I'm not jerking off in a wave pool.
Yeah. At least I'm not in the Poconos in a trench coat, masturbating in public.
So,
I didn't know that was an option. Can you please just go get dog food?
Yeah.
Using a personal day.
Yeah.
How about it? Come to work
on my lunch break.
So wow. Okay. So let's recap the interesting characters again. We have toe tickler, pole hugger, two pedophile Little League baseball coaches, plus spaghetti strap juiced up guy.
It's like a Christmas song.
We have the wave pool whacker. We have Miss Sally, and then we have the voter fraud.
Yep.
And that's not even to mention Leo Ryan.
Not even to mention Leo Ryan. No.
Wow.
Another alleged, which I the more we see that the layers peeled back, I think Leo was just a lonely old man. He was called a pedo from a very young. Yeah, a lot of people called him that. Maranka at least called him that a bunch, but I don't think he did a lot of pull my finger stuff, but that's not.
Sure.
The best part about this, the voter fraud guy was like, so this happened, he gets whatever, it's news, like it was pretty widespread news. So then our local, like this, like 30-minute live, news, they bring him on because he was like a lifeguard at like this, I don't know, like this ridiculous camp. So
wave pool in the Poconos.
Yeah, he was like, right, it all comes back together. They brought him on like this PA live, and they're like showing pictures. Like this guy had just committed this voter fraud.
Yeah, it was like it was a PR. It was like a PR campaign.
And they were like, "Oh, you were
for the Winter Olympics."
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
Well, he was an Olympian. He was an Olympic athlete. Yes, he was an Olympic skier.
No, he was a lifeguard at like this wherever they held the Olympics in like 1982 or something.
Oh God, he lied to me. He also picked me up. This is just a bit of advice he gave me when I was in high school. I played baseball. I was walking to practice one day over at Roosevelt Field at Roosie, and he pulled up alongside me and he's like, let me give you a ride like the rest of it. And I was like, well, it's only, I was like, a couple hundred yards away. I was like, I can walk the rest of the way. He's like, I'll hop in. So I just got like in some trouble for smoking weed. And he pulled me. He's like, listen, you're a hell of a ball player. So I just want to give you this word of advice. Just want to tell you can't hit a baseball on acid. I just want you to know that. And I was like, why are you like, what? First of all, that's a challenge. Yeah, I'm like, I will fucking now hit a baseball on acid.
And you did.
Yes, and I did. I definitely did. You can throw a no-hitter on acid. So that was his advice to me many years ago when I was in high school, was trying to keep me on the straight and narrow by being like, you won't be able to hit a baseball, take too much acid.
Jesus.
But yeah.
And then he committed voter fraud.
And then he went voter fraud and beat up soccer officials, I believe.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But in a positive note, he was a Winter Olympic lifeguard. So
oh yeah.
They don't
told
even
me
have
he was
swimming in the Winter Olympics.
There's no swimming.
I have no idea like what it was.
He told me he was a gold medalist.
I was just like, oh, why is this person
whacking off with
the lifeguard sport?
Right. Yeah, and they like had a picture of him from like 1982 and he was holding it up. It was
it was strange. I'm like, why are you rehabilitating this man's image? Like who paid who to do this? Why? That was a very weird segment.
Odd. Very
Yeah.
odd.
Well, okay. Wow, really got into something there with the interesting characters. Thanks for that, fellas. I want to keep it moving. We're going to come back to you, Polatski. Wanted to ask, so when we did the End Up Saga Part 1, someone told a story about a really funny prank that they did where someone was doing construction and they had pylons like blocking off the road where the construction is being done, and they had dug like a 4-foot hole in the ground. And what these funny pranksters did is they moved the pylons to direct the cars. Instead of blocking off the 4-foot hole, it directed them right into it, and a car went right into that hole. So that was their funny prank. Polatski, I'm gonna start with you. Do you have any pranks or anything going down in Forte Fort?
Currently no, and even if I did, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I remember back in the day, there was a time where we took all of the leaves from our street, piled them up, and at the time, our street didn't have a lot of like actual traffic, but we piled this thing of leaves up, probably like 5 feet up. This guy who wasn't paying attention hit it at speed, came through, and then just ping ponged off like 4 cars.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he got out. He started screaming, but then realized that he did the damage to the other cars. Got in, and then just took off.
Wow, hit and run. Did
Yeah.
anyone get the license plate?
No. Also, I was trying to avoid the entire situation because we were kind of at fault for.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, this
leaves
guy
up,
drove
so.
into a pile of leaves in the middle of the street.
There were children inside those leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So you could be called the leaf guy. Yeah, that's you.
Oh no.
Yeah, he could be.
Leaf guy.
Sure could be.
Definitely calling you the leaf guy.
The leave me alone guy. All right, nice. Well, thanks for that, Plots. The big thrill, Nick Gill, the sword of the morning. What do you got for a prankster?
I mean, Murf knows this one. This is one of the Shum. He'll tell it better.
The Shumbol.
I mean, that was a sad one.
I know
It
it's
was sad when you look
not
back.
proud of it.
It was a sad one, but that's the only thing that I can think of that would be the hijinks, the whale and Murf.
Elderly torture, and it just escalated so quickly. There was this old woman who. She was just an old bat. She hated everyone, but she was probably lonely. And, looking back on it, I'm sure feel bad for her, but she lived alone, and she would come out and just scream at people for no reason. And she was like, I'm going to be that crazy old bat that everyone hates. But maybe if one of us took a casserole over to her one day and gave her a hug, I don't know, maybe it'd be different.
Just cut her damn lawn.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Do something nice for her. But what instead happened was just, she had this huge front window in her house, like a big sun window, like was like half of like the front of her ranch style house. And we would just throw shit through it. And it started with like eggs, but then we get hard boiled eggs, and they would go through the window into into her living room while she was. So at night you'd see like the little glow of the TV, and we would just throw shit through her window. And this escalated into like, there was like bits of cinder blocks that went through. There was a pole. I remember, I don't know if we're not naming names, but someone got one of the poles at Holy Name when they were building the new fence. So it was just like a fence post pole, and just threw like a fucking javelin through the window. Yeah. Again, this is not.
This poor old lady's just sitting there watching Golden Girls going, oh, what is this? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she also had like a little bit of a backyard that had a basketball hoop, and we'd always try to like play and like ask her, can we play basketball? And she would never let us. And we're like, you have like a little basketball court in your backyard for some reason. You don't let anyone.
She's like, yeah, you just fucking threw a pole through my window.
Yeah, fuck you. Yes. I was watching my stories, and a fucking pole, just a metal pole, came flying through my window.
You lost your basketball privileges at
Yes.
this house.
If I had the strength, I would fucking
Man, what a
strangle you.
bitch.
Yeah.
No, it was terrible. We made enemies, and then it's your kids, so you're trying to show off for each other. And
Yeah, right.
when the whale's involved, it escalates quickly.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So then, all right. Well, Nick, do you think of anything else or no?
I mean, that's just the most vivid one I could ever remember.
This woman lived directly across the street.
right across the street from me. Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
like pole throwing
yeah.
dotance
So
from.
you're just sitting there watching
Like,
the show every night.
I mean, I had a short run away, which was nice, but
Wait.
other than that, like,
Oh, someone was pole throwing distance. I see what you're saying. Okay. Let's keep it moving then. TC, what do you got for a little prank in action, baby?
Okay, so
I'm not much of a practical joker. I'm trying to think of something relevant, but this is much later. I was working the construction in the area, and very weird house we were working on. At one point, we were ripping down a ceiling, and a gun fell out. And then another point, like we were cleaning out a basement, and we uncovered an underground tunnel.
Yeah.
In this house, it was like a 16-foot hallway down the tunnel, and then at the end there was a dome. And the owner like really thought it was the coolest feature of this house. So like, there's an underground tunnel, there's all this shit. So we took out a chimney, we had all these bricks, and he's like, I want like this tunnel to be like a cool thing about this house. It was like a speakeasy. It was kind of like
oh shit.
It was like an underground like a brick dome, but it was like, we were thinking like it was something during Prohibition, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so we actually like put some work into it. So the one it just happened to be right around Halloween. So I told a couple guys that were working for me, like, I want you to clean out shovel out all this dirt here and put all these bricks from the chimney down as a floor to the hallway or whatever. And so I was at Home Depot that morning. I got there before everyone, and I bought all these plastic skeletons from Home Depot. And just shallowly buried them in the dirt. And it was pretty funny. There was like a few like, so I was like in a meeting when they discovered it. There was like a few like Hispanic dudes like just jumping up and down like, boss, what the fuck? But it was it was all, the only reason it was almost believable is because like we already had found a gun in the house. Like we found like a random underground tunnel. So there was like some spooky shit going on with the house like to begin with. So it actually
came out.
Probably one of the only like weird practical jokes I played.
I love you. Like, I'm not much of a practical jokester, and then you just drop a dynamite prank.
Yeah. Pretty much the best prank you can pull.
Yeah.
You went and bought fake skeletons and buried them at a construction site. Just
a really shady house.
Love it. Yeah. They're probably thinking like, oh no, we just found like a mob hit, like, yeah, that's great. Okay. Murf Meyer. What do you got for a prankaroonie? Can you think of any other ones besides, terrorizing an elderly woman?
Yeah, that's terrible. I feel like I want to think of something that's just a little bit more less
lighthearted.
Yeah, something a little. Yeah, like some bones or something. Some Home Depot skeleton bones. That's just fun.
Talk about something nice you've done for an old woman.
One time I wore a trench coat to this wave pool.
I used to steal a lot of fucking Darvasets from my grandmother.
That's
great prank.
That's a great. Got her.
That was a prank on your.
She was in a lot of pain.
Yep.
Joke was on her.
Yep.
I replaced them with laxatives.
Zing. Nana go shit.
Remember the good old days when they sold chlorocidin in grocery stores?
Oh, baby.
I would like to use my time. Then I'm just a horrible shit prankster and a garbage human being. But I'd like to use my time to talk about a great prankster named Andy Tazinski, which is someone we didn't mention about in 44, who's the former mayor of. Okay. His prank was when he was running against Bob Megatulski. This is like back in the late 90s.
Nice Irish names, huh? Jesus.
Yeah. Tazinski v. Megatulski. He was stealing the yard signs, these political like Megatulski signs from the like
vote
around
for
at night. He was going around as he was running for mayor, and he was stealing the signs. And then when he did become both head of council for a little bit and the mayor, because no one wanted the gig, I guess, he abolished the police in 44 for like a hot second, which was nice. And then he recently got arrested at a school board meeting. What was the deal with that? He had some beef about that. Yeah, someone died on the school board, and they didn't report, like they wouldn't admit that someone died because they were trying to do some maneuvering to fill the seat. So they pretended this. I don't know if it was like a Weekend at Bernie's situation. I don't think they were bringing a corpse in.
It was like 5 months. They were pretending the guy wasn't dead. I feel like.
So Andy, this guy showed up at the school board meeting and demanded to be like, is this person alive or dead? He's like a huge asshole, but his history is he was a little scoundrel around 44. So there's a lot. The Citizen's Voice ran with these stories. There's some great things I dug up on at the time when he was running against Megatulski for mayor, because Megatulski was like 900 years old. And him and his wife, they set up a little video camera to try to catch him. And that video footage was released, but they were like, it's too grainy. Like, this was the, early on or like late 90s.
So is that fucking Sasquatch?
Standard depth. Right? Yeah, exactly. Is that guy in a Sasquatch? Yeah. So they couldn't quite tell that it was Andy. And he was like very wink about it. But yeah, so he's quite the prankster.
All right. Nice. Well, very good.
Our mayor.
Thank you for sharing that. All right, cool. Very good. That's
Because I have a series of questions.
Very good. All right. We are now moving on to the Justin's question segment. You all be asked one question not pertaining to 44. We'll keep it in line. Polatski, you will be asked first, then Gill, then TC, then Murf. Justin, please take it away for the Justin question segment, the newest segment on the Working Perspectives podcast that you love. All right, go ahead, Justin.
Polatski, if you could fight an animal and then it would become your like official companion, as long as you could dominate it within a fist fight, what animal would you pick?
Ooh, great question.
Oh, it's really interesting. I would take a falcon.
Woo! I was gonna go bird too. I was gonna.
It's gonna
say
be a
bald
difficult
eagle.
fight, but yes, it's a good answer.
Yeah, in hand-to-hand combat, I would take you over the falcon.
It's like
I
you could go
appreciate that.
simple. You could go house cat. Yeah, I could easily dominate a house
I
cat. But
thought
having
that too.
a house cat as a lethal companion.
But really, you don't have to dominate that in real life. You just have to feed it and take its shit out of a sandy box.
Yeah, but in this fictional scenario, you have like you could like send it on missions to do cool shit.
Oh,
Like, if
yeah,
you have a
you're
falcon
right.
to send on
Okay.
missions to do cool shit. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
You get
Oh,
I would
work
pay
done,
to watch
baby.
Polatski wrestle a falcon.
Yeah.
it's not gonna be
Then-
pretty. You gotta keep your eyes covered.
But once you beat this animal, like the animal now, like
It's
is
your companion.
It
kinda
submits to your
super
will,
animal.
yo. I'd be
Yeah.
like Falcon, yo. Go
kind of
find me
like
$20
Eagle-y.
bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like you can't pick a bear because I can't take a bear. Like, but I can
No,
take a
you're
German
not-
Shepherd.
Yeah, you think.
I could.
I think how Polatski thinks he can take a falcon. I was thinking, I mean, I've been in a few fights. I was thinking like a raccoon or maybe a gerbil. Polatski's like, I'll fight a fucking falcon.
You got one crack at it. Is the thing. When it
Yeah.
comes down, if you
Just
can get a,
fucking-
Yeah, you
a
just gotta
grip,
get your mitts.
Right.
on.
If I could actually get it when it swoops down, then I'm in good shape.
Pin it to the
But if
ground.
it's on
I'm
pay-per-view, I'll
fucked.
subscribe.
if you just land a right cross directly on its chin as it's dive bombing at you, that's the only move. You just punched it out of the air.
one of those
Yeah.
little monkeys might be cool.
Dude, I would not want a monkey.
Primates are tough.
They're gonna if
Chimpanzee,
you want
no.
genital mutilation, fucking try and fight a monkey. That's
I'm
genital
talking like
mutilation.
small,
City.
Like Ross,
Mojo
Ross from
size
Friends.
monkey?
Ross from Friends monkey.
Yeah, like
you know?
Mojo.
Marcel?
A
Monkey.
boo. Do a boo.
A
from,
boo.
You know.
Yeah. Abu was the real star of that show.
All right. Nick
right.
Gill, if you had to play, if death came to you today and was like, you die or play me in a game, what game would you pick?
Oh, wow, that's a good question.
Pick any game you want.
Mario Party.
64.
Ooh.
64, yes, without doubt.
Wow.
Without a doubt. Mario
Okay.
Mario Party 64.
Wow.
I don't know, yo. You don't know how
Only
good
one.
death is at hot rope, yo.
Dude, the
Wow.
hop a bomb. Is he gonna? He's coming after me and hop a bomb. Sure.
Death
But I got
fucks at
the-
hot rope.
Yeah, the hot rope jump. It'll be a battle. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
The bold
anticipating it's
choice.
gonna be a
'Cause
battle.
you could get fucked on the superstars at the end of the match, but it's a good choice.
Well, that's why only Mario Party 1 though. I'm not playing 2. I don't want any of those superstar bullshit. Chance garbage. I want a dogfight with death at
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. All right. Well, I fucking love that answer. All right. Very good. Great answer, Nick Gill. And I believe you would win. I do.
Thanks, man.
All right. Moving on, Jalen Dove.
The man with 1,000 names, a sweater guy. What you could implement a law or remove a law? What would you pick?
Woo! Another great question. jdub with this fucking question.
Wow.
These are great
Jeez.
questions.
So
Yeah.
you can only choose one, either or. You can either
Either
implement or
You could
okay.
pick a new one. You could take away one.
But you can't
don't
do
like.
both. It's
You can't do
either
both.
or.
You get one choice. A man comes to you and says, "You're up."
Allowed to
Take,
jerk off
take,
the wave pool.
implement one or get rid of one. What are you doing?
Make a new one or get rid of one you don't like.
Mhm.
Damn, and he wants a specific law too. I guess that's. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's a lot of power.
Jerking off in a wave
responsibility.
pool is now legal.
It's a small amount of power, but you could make recreational cocaine a thing.
Oof.
More trench coats. More trench coats.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, I would definitely be fine with the decriminalization of drugs, but I don't know if that would be. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility in that.
It's a heavy
one
cross to
decision.
carry.
Yeah.
I know.
You're gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
moms knocking on your door.
Would I
bro.
abolish the death penalty? Would I?
Less people would die if they were illegal, though.
I
so
thought you would say get
less
rid of
moms
rape.
would probably be. Oh
What?
my! Get rid of rape.
It's a crime. It's just.
Rape is
No,
now
you're like,
legal.
We're gonna edit that out. 3, 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rape is legal now.
Like you can piss in anyone's convertible you want at any time, or rape. Yeah, one or the other. One silly.
Lavelle's crying right now.
What's? I feel like if
Well, whatever was happening in my headphones when you were singing before.
Matt's legalizing rape.
I-
Wow.
I did not say that either. Don't edit that. Like, you can.
All right,
Don't
Biff
act like you were
Sweater says
quoting me.
legalize rape.
cut
What's
that
that? You want to
together.
legalize
That's
rape?
gonna be the new.
Man, that's bad. All right. Well, I guess it has to stay in because we talked about it too fucking long. Well, that's the end of this show, guys. So
So you're legalizing
Good
rape.
fun.
no, what are you gonna do, Tim? That was a joke. Obviously, rape's always been legal. All right, TC, what do you got?
I feel like I have to come up with a serious answer. Any law? I really.
I mean, make up a fun one. Make up like
Tim, you're not gonna create a new law. though.
every third Thursday in
Should
July.
You're not a
is
fascist.
Cheeto
Get out of
Day.
here.
Could
There's
be like
enough
an
laws.
asshole situation.
There's enough laws. Yeah, we need less laws. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a weird
Yeah.
answer to create one. I would question
Yeah.
you.
I'll just,
Make
just, a,
no more.
just a
creating
random
laws.
tariff.
No
Yeah.
more creating laws.
More
Smart,
tax.
yeah, that's a good fucking law. Yeah.
No, what if there was a law where it's illegal? Say if you're behind someone that's making a left-hand turn at in a four-way intersection.
Oh, traffic shit. Oh,
Yeah,
I
if
get
you're
fired up.
behind someone making a left-hand turn at an intersection and they don't go out far enough for you to go around them in the intersection, that person deserves the fucking death penalty.
Death
How about
by
that?
Okay.
rape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
rape to
rape.
death.
Rape to
Yeah.
death.
Edit out whatever you said about the other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
then-
no rape.
And then-
But yeah,
and then
okay.
that law.
Nice. So we're doing the traffic thing. I like it.
Yeah, a traffic thing.
Very
Rape
cool.
to death.
All right. So moving on to Murf, man, the myth, the mirth. Let's go. What do you got?
If Moyer.
Murf
No,
Meyer.
obviously I haven't Murf Meyer. I apologize.
Yeah.
I have so many questions left.
Dude, these
Murph,
were great
when's the last time you cried?
Today.
Last time I cried. God damn. I
It
would
was 30 seconds ago from that fucking comment.
yes, this has been my hologram. I started weeping at the rape laws.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess it was probably the end of last year. I didn't like cry when my kid was born. I was very emotional. I was far more
Yeah.
emotional than I thought I would
You
be, which you're like, duh, like you just brought a person into the world. But I didn't cry, so I wouldn't say it was that. It was probably like when I was living in Luzerne. Tim remembers.
Do you
when I was
remember
living- I
why?
lived in
from
Luzerne
living in
for-
Luzerne?
I lived in Pennsylvania for a year, moving from New York to Portland. I live in Portland now, but I just did a year stop off in
You're in
Luzerne.
Portland right now.
You live in
Yeah.
Portland, you fucking douche.
I like
Yeah.
how 2 hours in the show we don't mention that you're not in Pennsylvania or
no,
No.
I
I'm
thought you
not
were in
Florida.
California. I didn't think you were in fucking.
No, Portland,
Portland.
Oregon.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
You're in Portland, Oregon right now.
Right now, that's where I live. Yeah, my wife is from there. And we moved here. We live here now.
Oh,
For now,
well,
we've been bouncing around a lot during the
Hell yeah.
pandemic. We've moved.
Represent
nice.
out there. Go
Yeah.
Sixers.
Fuck yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So you're saying when you lived
What
in
an exciting team these Sixers are, by the way. But sorry, go ahead.
It's
Lou.
fucking
but
Bill Maximus.
You're saying like when you lived in Luzerne County,
Yeah, working on the podcast, I got I got a little emotional talking to my mom
Yeah.
about some old.
I remember,
stuff.
yeah, that episode. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I mean, really a great episode. It's still available now. The show, Self Medicate with Murf Meyer, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and I'm coming back to
Great
do it as like
show.
a weekly show. More of
I
like a news
fucking,
show
I
like this.
love, honestly.
Yeah,
dude,
when's that second season?
I
bro?
remember.
It's coming. It's coming in the
Dude.
next couple weeks.
I'll tell you, man. I
It's gonna
remember
be weekly.
listening to that show and hitting you up and just being like so proud of you for.
It was you sent me a very nice message,
Yeah.
Matthew
Dude,
Lavelle.
I
Thank
was,
you.
dude, the stuff you opened up about and to have the courage to speak on those topics, it takes a lot of guts, man. And I was really proud of you for that, dude.
Thanks, bro.
really
That's
came
why
a
I
long
got to
way.
goof about him. I goof about him so I don't cry about him.
Hey,
But I
you gotta
cried a
laugh.
little bit.
You gotta laugh to keep from crying, brother.
That's
We're
the
all there,
truth.
man.
That's the truth.
So, all right, nice. Well, that was just another
Great questions.
J-Dub's question segment, another fucking killer J-Dub's question segment. We're coming to the top of time. So before we get out of here, I want to ask you guys all one last question before we say our goodbyes. I'm going to start with you, Big Thrill Nick Gill. It's a two-parter. What is your favorite? What is the thing you hate? What do you not like about 44? And what do you love about 44? So favorite thing and least favorite thing.
That's a good question. My least favorite thing about 44
is the toe ticklers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
is there
that
laws
line
about
of baseball coaches is tough to shy away from.
There are laws about whacking it and pools. Yeah, you know.
I think that would definitely be my least favorite part is
Sure.
you know, some of those, you know, some of the people that we've associated with, but my favorite part is definitely, you know, all of these guys, Murf, Shields, Pods, like
you guys have a great
I've known
crew.
those guys my entire life. I can't remember a time where I haven't known them, and that's, you know, that's really special. You don't really see that very often. So that's definitely my favorite part. Least favorite part, I mean, 44's been good to me. I don't have too many qualms about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I think like I remember coming up, like people, like I'm still really close with the guys I grew up with, and I remember like when we would meet people in the world, some people would be like, whoa, you've been friends with this person since you were 6 or 7? And I'm like, yeah, haven't you? And like not a lot of people have that, really, you know. And I think one of the things that we all got along, like I hit it off with you guys like right away, you know what I mean? And I think it's because we're all kind of that same like Burrow kind of kid mentality, like the blue collar kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'm with you, man. Where it like having friends like that and growing up like that, like it's so fucking special, and you got to be so thankful for that. No, I'm with you, brother. That's awesome. So very nice. Thank you for that. TC, I'm going to you. Least favorite thing and favorite thing about Forte Fort.
Oh, same question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a laid back small town. It's a dry town, which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
But it's so small that you could literally walk to 3 other towns within a half hour.
Very easily. Yeah.
It's like easily. There's nothing that can really get you like that bent out of shape about being in 44, because in literally 4 minutes you could be in one of 5 other towns. So it's very accessible to anything. So there's no reason to get bent out of shape about anything.
Nice. So your favorite thing about it is that there's nothing really to get bent out of shape about it.
Yeah. No, I can't.
Nice. I love it.
Can't get mad about small town politics.
No, hell no, man. All right. Well,
Murf could.
Yeah.
I can and will.
Yeah. Well, Murf, I'm going to come to you then. What is your least favorite thing about Forte Fort, and what is your favorite thing about Forte Fort?
I think I would definitely just echo what the Big Thrill said. I mean, they're just the most incredible people, and I do think it's rare, and I never take it for granted that people that I've known and my whole life that I still, you know, get to like fuck around and do podcasts with and be in fantasy leagues with, and you know, still get silly with all these years later. I think that's just something that I would never take for granted. So that's what I love about it. Wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah.
I would say the least favorite thing is that sometimes there's, you know, this is not the majority of people there, but there's like a sense of, maybe this is just the Facebook group. You know, I was off social media for a long time, but I got back on recently. Some of these people on the 44 Facebook group. Gill, you see some of these people?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, look, there's a little bit of this like,
now it's time to name names.
Hetty, yes. Well, this woman, I can't even think of her fucking name now, but this woman wouldn't even let me. So I asked to join. You got to ask to join this group. I asked to get in the 44 Facebook group. She starts saying, does anybody know this Murf Meyer guy? He doesn't seem like he's from 44.
Oh, man.
So I had some wonderful old people. Peggy Leary came to my defense. There's a lot of great people who came out. We're just like, oh, no, Murf, no, he's been 44 guy a long time.
Yeah, I think I was like, he's a legend. Not only is he from there, he's a legend.
Yes,
so
shame
watch
on you.
your tone.
Yeah. I've never heard of you. I don't know why you're moderating this group.
Check my jacket,
should be the Big Thrill.
Yeah.
I'm still suspicious of you, though, Murf. Are you really from 44?
I mean, I wasn't born there, but again, is it the birther movement? Are we on to the?
Now
you
the
want to see the
truth
birth
is
certificate?
coming out.
Are you from Kenya?
We're gonna need to see your papers.
You can never be mayor.
No. Well,
you should run for mayor.
Never say never.
Never say
Mayor
never.
Murf. Mayor Goldie Wilson.
I can vouch for him. His backyard, my backyard connected for 15, 20
But he
years.
was born in Luzerne. I don't know. That might disqualify him.
These are both great pro and anti-political ads that we're running here. It's just like, yo, our backyard's touched forever. And then my opponent's got like, I don't know, man. He was born in Luzerne.
You should just run on the campaign of no more toe tickling.
No more toe. Yes.
We're
the
going to eliminate the toe tickler once and for all.
I'll get a whole Q movement going. Like we're going to get all the toe ticklers on Guantanamo Bay. We're going to get them all. We're going to find them. They're all out there.
Pizza shop basement toe ticklers.
Yes. Sometimes people are just a little bit closed off, and I wish they had a little bit of a warm, a little warm.
Yeah. It can be kind of a bubble in the valley sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just you got to throw a cinder block through their window occasionally.
So, all right. Yeah.
Sweet love.
Yeah. Always. Thank you for that serenade.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Baccarat.
Yeah. Very nice. So, okay. We're coming to the top of time. I'll tell you this, fucking guys. I was so looking forward to this, man. Really, really hyped about it. So happy we could get another roundtable in, and one that's like, this was a totally different vibe, but like still a great fucking time. I'll tell you this. I know you guys have all been on the show again, but to do another roundtable, I mean, I think me and Tom and Justin would all agree. We would love to have you back for another roundtable if you'd be willing.
Love you guys, and
Anytime,
I love
brother.
catch up with them. Thanks for letting us hang
No,
out.
of
As long
course.
as they don't invite Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. So before we get out of here,
Those
though,
taxes, Wes.
Yeah, the big thrill, Nick Gill. Anything you want to say to the sort of the morning faithful before we take off?
Just it was nice meeting the other guys. I know I watched some of the stuff that you guys were doing, and Matty, I just love you, buddy.
I love you.
Love
too,
you the
man.
most, dude. You're the best.
Right back.
Thanks
at
for
you,
having
brother.
me, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, dude,
Love you
always
too.
and forever thrill. You're here. Love to have you back whenever. Love you too, brother. You're a great fucking dude, man. Thank you. And then the man, the myth, Tim Casey, Biff Sweater, the stud muffin, back-to-back weeks on the show. What do you got to say before we rowdy 5,000?
Well, all I want to say to you is look at my physique.
Check out my physique. Love it. That was great. Very nice. Well, thank you for that, TC. And I will always check out your physique. AKA my rapper name is Physique. So very nice. Murf, the man, the myth, the Murf. I fucking love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother.
Of course, man. Thanks for being here. Anything you got to say to the Murf Meyer maniacs before we get out of here? The Murfamaniacs.
Say your curses and fuck your vitamins. That's the Murfamaniacs.
Damn right.
Yeah, no, I love you guys. You have a great
Love
thing
you
here. I'm
too,
glad
brother.
Tom finally got involved. We all knew Tom was you couldn't
Sure.
keep Tom out of this.
He was
Well,
blacklisted for a minute.
He was. He tried to be. We all knew he was going to come around.
Perseverance, Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, I
No
love
one
you guys.
stops me from wearing a trench coat in a wave pool.
That's right. Goddamn America! I thought this was.
Yeah.
What are we
No.
living if we can't jerk off in a wave pool?
Country, how
Right.
built. If
These
you
are
can't
three
get
kids,
that trench coat.
3 kids on each other's shoulders in this trench coat, and they're all jerking off in the way.
Nice. So, but
Jerk
Murf,
coat.
Are you happy to see me, or are you just 3 children in a trench coat?
Jerk off.
Sorry, that's retarded.
That's
Please
all
move on.
right. But okay. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I can't fucking thank you enough for being here. This was a great fucking show. Tom, anything you want to say before we take off?
No, just you guys are hilarious. I loved hearing all the stories, and keep the 40 Fort legends moving. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You guys keep doing what you're doing because
Yeah.
I like it. I love
Same.
it.
Thanks,
Want more
brother.
of it. Nice. All right, very good. And then jdub, before we get out of here, anything you want to say to the Dubinators before we take off?
I had a good time. I like these guys.
Yeah.
We're all
Told you, we
just a-
fucking clicked right
just
away.
a bunch of dudes who all want to beef your Batman.
That's right.
A bunch of beefy
More
Batman.
beef on
Who
that
doesn't want
Batman.
a little more beef on that.
That's it. We're not asking
Yeah,
for much,
baby.
Don't
No.
molest us and give us a beefy Batman.
Yeah.
What is it? Hey no.
Hey now.
No.
Hey no.
Hey.
Hey
All
no.
right. Well, I'll tell you, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Jalen Dub, Justin Richardson, Captain Jerkbeard, Tom Lavelle. Jeff Polatski Padcasy, the Big Thrill Nick Gill, Biff Sweater Tim Casey, and the man, the myth, the Murf Meyer. You can find all our content and all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we can stop asking you to like and subscribe. This has been another episode of the Work Perspectives Podcast. Thanks for listening. Stick around for the ad read. Thanks. See you. Do you have a message or a story inside of you that you've been waiting to tell? Have you always dreamed of writing a book, but are intimidated by the complexities of the book publishing world? Perhaps you want to use a book to launch your public speaking or consulting career. If so, please reach out to Scott & Bell Publishing, located right here in beautiful Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Scott & Bell Publishing handle all genres and authors with all experience levels. Scott & Bell Publishing gives authors 100% creative freedom and a higher royalty split. They can be found at www.skotbell.com. That's www.s as in Sam, K as in Kite, O as in October, T as in Tom, B as in Boy, E as in Edward, L as in Larry, L as in Larry.com. That's Scott & Bell Publishing, where the authors go.